It's Friday, October 17th. Today, a promise to get tough on crime. What's included in the Prime Minister's new bail reform bill? Out of line or on par? How much Manitoba's trade representative in Washington, D.C. is being paid? And a reaction from the Premier's office and opposition Tories. And halftime show headliner, the artist set to perform during this year's Grey Cup here in Winnipeg. Your Morning Winnipeg starts right now. Good morning, Manitoba. Happy Friday to you. We are here. The weekend is back. It felt like a pretty quick week this week with the Thanksgiving holiday on Monday, of course. And we're going to visit more spooky locations. Ainsley McPhail is live at Witchy Wonderland, and she doesn't really like the scares all that much, but she's getting a chance to explore her worst fears. So we're going to delve into that throughout the morning and show you some really spooky haunts.
What a trooper. I'm not a fan either, but I love watching other people get scared, so I'm going to enjoy today at her expense.
Indeed.
Sorry,
and the
Ainsley.
weather, it was wet.
Yeah.
You needed the rain, though.
Sure, and we're going to get more of it still. And the winds are also a bit of a factor this morning. So, yeah, it's feeling a little bit cool, even though we're well above seasonal. -1 would be a normal low temperature. So it only feels cool because of the winds and the wet conditions. 11 degrees is where we're kicking off our morning right now, with those south-southwest winds at 27 kilometers per hour. The pressure is falling, and the humidity is sitting at 98%. Wet conditions, windy conditions, you'll see where and who, I guess. So central and parts of southern Manitoba, that's where the activity is right now, and through parts of northwestern Ontario. For northern Manitoba, there's going to be some clouds. You might see some scattered precipitation, but the bulk of the activity is actually here through the southern half of the province. A little bit brighter of a day expected across parts of northern Manitoba. Here you can see that band of precipitation heavier through the more central part of the province, but you will see more of that activity as it kind of wraps around and moves back in across parts of the south as it pushes into parts of northern Manitoba. With those clouds building up, you too can expect to see some of that precipitation moving right up into northern Manitoba. And then all of us under this blanket of clouds with the off and on precipitation. Stronger winds expected through the morning. They should taper off a little bit more later on today. And then even the sky clearing out overnight. That'll set us up for more sunshine tomorrow. Then central and northern Manitoba are still likely to deal with some of that precipitation, but a little bit brighter, at least a mix of sun and cloud. We do have the possibility of some precipitation rolling through for tomorrow afternoon, but the bulk of it will fall today, and then we'll see it again into the start of next week with these above seasonal temperatures when 9 degrees is normal.
Thank you, Terry. The Prime Minister has revealed that a bill to crack down on violent and repeat offenders will be introduced in a matter of days, but new details are emerging about what that legislation will contain. CTV's Rachel Aiello has more on the proposed changes and how Ottawa is committing to boost law enforcement.
Taking steps to make it harder for violent criminals and repeat offenders to be released while awaiting trial, the Liberals' long-awaited bail reform and sentencing legislation is coming next week.
With so-called reverse onus bail, it will no longer be up to the Crown to prove why someone should stay behind bars. It will be up to the accused to prove to the court why they can be trusted to be released.
Offering a preview before the bill is tabled in Parliament, Mark Carney said the tougher bail provisions will apply to violent crimes, including auto thefts, break-and-enters, and human trafficking. The new legislation will also amend the criminal code to allow consecutive sentencing for those convicted of multiple crimes, end conditional sentences for a series of sexual offenses, and impose tougher penalties for organized retail thefts. These changes, an effort to crack down on certain crimes surging in communities Canada-wide, such as brazen smash-and-grab robberies and home invasions. Carney also announced that November's budget will include a nearly $2 billion funding increase for the RCMP.
Because tougher laws are only one part of safer communities.
This money will go towards hiring 1,000 new officers, boosting the cadet recruitment allowance, and dedicating more personnel to investigating financial crimes. But all this coming after months of political pressure, the reaction's been mixed to the Prime Minister's proposed reforms.
Today, all he promised was to reintroduce something the Liberals already announced 2 years ago.
They do strike a balance, and I think it's a measured approach. The devil is in the details. We're going to take a look at what comes out next week, but we're happy to see that we were listened to.
Carney says he's confident these changes to the law are charter compliant, and he's pressing ahead with another major pre-budget public safety announcement focused on border security.
2 people are charged with assaulting a Winnipeg transit driver. It happened Monday night on a bus traveling in West Kildonan. Police say a man got into a verbal argument with the driver while riding the bus in the 2000 block of Main Street. The dispute escalated, and police say the man allegedly assaulted the driver and a woman spat on him. Police add the man got off the bus, pulled out a knife, and slashed the bus as it drove away. Police arrested 2 people in a Main Street parking lot. A 29-year-old man and a 25-year-old woman are in custody. They're facing a combination of charges, including assault, possessing meth, theft, and failing to comply with a release order. The Manitoba government is planning to ensure judges can weigh in anytime the province invokes the Notwithstanding clause to override rights under the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. A bill before the legislature would require future legislation invoking the clause to be referred immediately to the province's Court of Appeal. Judges would not have the authority to strike down the legislation, but could comment on it and say whether it would be unconstitutional if not for the Notwithstanding clause. Manitoba has never invoked the clause, and Premier Wamkanu says his government never will. But he says the bill would ensure if future governments do, voters will know what judges think.
The Notwithstanding clause is routinely being used by politicians who are targeting vulnerable minorities, targeting the LGBTQ2S+ communities, targeting religious people.
Manitoba has intervened in a Supreme Court of Canada case over Quebec's use of the clause to prohibit some public sector workers from wearing religious symbols while on the job. A family from Toronto was left frustrated after Air Canada put their 18-month-old girl in a seat by herself.
You are a very large company that operates airplanes. You should know that children are on the plane, and you should make sure that they are safe, full stop.
The McLaughlin family was flying home from Tampa in January when they found out their daughter Molly was put on standby. At this point, the flight was already 5 hours delayed. When Molly was given a ticket, it was a seat by herself, 6 rows away from her father and brother. Keep in mind, she's a year and a half old. The McLaughlin said flight attendants refused to help them. That meant the parents had to sort it out with other passengers on their own. The Canadian Transportation Agency took no action against Air Canada because Molly did end up sitting with a parent. Air Canada could have been fined $25,000. Winnipeggers lined up Thursday to be among the first to get their hands on a new commemorative coin. The new $2 coin was introduced last month and pays homage to Daphne Odjig, one of the most influential Indigenous artists of the 20th century. The colorized center depicts a woman holding a drum and is an adaptation of her piece, The Folk Singer.
This is the second commemorative circulation coin that we've released this year. This is the first $2 coin and the first time that we've done a female First Nations artist on a Canadian coin. We're very excited to have Daphne Odjig's art on this piece. Daphne Odjig was known for celebrating community and culture and family, and I think it's just it's a beautiful coin.
If you weren't able to make it down to the Mint, don't worry. The coin exchange continues today and Saturday between 9 and 5. The CFL's Grey Cup is coming to Winnipeg next month. We've just learned who will headline the halftime show.
Tell me, would you wait for me? Baby, I'm a rolling stone. I got a lot of right in me.
The league says the honor will go to rapper and songwriter MGK, formerly known as Machine Gun Kelly. The multi-platinum artist will be kicking off his Lost Americana tour next month and will be making a stop in Winnipeg for the 112th Grey Cup November 16th. Also announced, the kickoff show will be played by Canadian rockers Our Lady Peace. And Manitoban Katie St. Germain will sing the national anthem. The Grey Cup takes place Sunday, November 16th at Princess Auto Stadium. Kickoff is at 5 p.m. Here's a look now at what's going on at Confusion Corner. The streets are filled with puddles, so be mindful of that. But overall, things are moving well over in this part of the city. If you see any problems out there, please let us know. Let's go now to Ainsley McPhail, who again is doing something spooky this morning. Good morning, Ainsley.
Rochelle, I have found the event for me. We are at Witchy Wonderland, and There's a Halloween haunt for here, but it's not so haunted because no one will be coming out to jump and scare me. So you get the all ages spook that you want and the family fun, but without the total terror like we saw yesterday. Tons to see here at the Red River X, just $20 to get in. There's everything from a petting zoo to this year you're looking at that second haunted attraction. There's dinosaurs, there's rides, there's food. What else could you want? So coming up at 6:37, we're heading into Carnival, our very first not so haunted house experience. Perfect. Just what I needed for sure.
Yeah, it looks like it'll be a little easier on you today. Thank you, Ainsley. We'll check in later. Out on the rooftop, you could hear that wind in her mic, and it looks like you can feel it up there too, Terry. How's it feeling?
Yeah, I mean, I'm somewhat sheltered from it. I feel like it was worse where Ainsley was because I too was listening to it in my earpiece thinking, wowza. But where it's coming from, the southwest, I do have a little bit of a sheltering at this time anyway. These temperatures, they're well above seasonal to kick things off. However, I've been saying that there's going to be like this kind of cool feel to the air, and that's because of the precipitation coupled with those stronger winds. Those winds at the moment, they're gusting right now to 39 kilometers per hour out of the south-southwest, but 10 degrees, pardon me, where we're sitting right now. That's already above a seasonal daytime high. But then, yes, the winds pick up and you can feel that damp chill of it all. Pressure is falling and the humidity is sitting at 95%. The heaviest of the rain, or the bulk of the activity, will be moving through central Manitoba today. But here in the south, we'll see some showers wrapping around again. Certainly, they were falling overnight and you're waking up to some puddles and wet streets this morning. But we will likely see more of that activity developing as the morning goes on and as that system wraps around. And as it does, it's also going to be pushing into parts of northern Manitoba, though. While you may see some clearer conditions first thing this morning, clouds will build up and you're likely going to get some precipitation across the north as well. But we do have these above seasonal temperatures to last for the next stretch of days. Taking a break right now, we'll be back with Your Morning Winnipeg.
Weather is brought to you by Mr. Lube Plus Tires. Open late, ready when you are.
Good morning, it is 6:15. The opposition Tories are crying foul over the salary of Manitoba's trade representative in Washington, D.C. The Premier's office has just revealed former TV News reporter Richard Madden is being paid $387,000 a year.
Yes. Richard Madden has zero experience in trade or contract negotiations. Yep. Ontario, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Quebec are all paying far less for their trade offices. And Richard Madden, with a $400,000 salary, has brought in how many dollars to Manitoba? Zero.
The Premier's office says Madden's salary is comparable to money spent by other provinces on trade offices or third-party lobby firms. But progressive Conservatives say Madden's wage is out of line for someone with no trade background. Madden worked for media outlets, including CTV News, before being named to the trade post. At the time he was hired, Madden said he didn't have a trade background, but came armed with connections in Washington and skills in building and maintaining relationships.
But one consistent area that was identified was we need a permanent presence. And this is the cost of doing business in Trump's America. And this is a cost that maybe would have been a little lower if the PCs hadn't closed the office. But this is definitely an investment that we have to make to protect our economy from Donald Trump.
The Premier's office says Madden has met with Manitoba business and agricultural groups, set up an office inside the Canadian Embassy, and is organizing an upcoming advocacy day where U.S. lawmakers will learn about Manitoba's contributions to supply chains and Arctic defense. It's the end of an era for a staple in Fort Garry. The Royal Canadian Legion on Pembina Highway is turning off the taps and closing its doors. CTV's Joseph Bernacki has this story.
For nearly 80 years, this Legion has served the Fort Garry neighborhood, but branch number 90 has reached the end of the line.
We close our doors November the 30th. We turn off the lights for the last time.
40-year member Gary Reed says it's sad to see the branch close. The original Legion opened at 1125 Pembina Highway in 1947, but was shut down in 2022 due to structural damage. So they leased a new home that same year, a bit further north on Pembina.
We thought if we built a bright, shiny, welcoming branch, like Field of Dreams, build it they will come.
Housed in a former Pizza Hut, the Legion made significant upgrades, but despite the transformation of the space, expectations fell short.
They didn't come in numbers that we felt. Sadly, we hadn't made any money since we moved here.
But it wasn't always this way.
At one time, there was over 1,500 members, paid-up members of the Legion. That has dwindled down right now to the point that we have less than 300 members.
78-year-old Brian Cutts has been a member for more than 5 decades.
I had my first beer when I turned of age with my dad at the Legion. And like I say, I joined around when I was 23.
Reed says this Legion will merge with another after members voted unanimously to join Branch 252 in South Osborne. Still, Reed wishes this branch could have stayed open, as so many Legions are closing across the country.
I thought this would be the flagship of Legions of the future, and it turned out that wasn't the case. But I guess it's just a sign of the times.
Joseph Bernanke, CTV News, Winnipeg.
A murder charge has now been laid in the death of a missing teenager. 38-year-old Brian Farrell has been arrested and charged with second-degree murder and interfering with a body, along with 13 other charges. 14-year-old Samuel Bird was last seen in West Edmonton on June the 1st. They found his remains in a wooded area outside of the city yesterday. Bird's mom, Alana, thanked police for their efforts in a social media post. Ace Frehley, the original lead guitarist and founding member of the glam rock band Kiss, has died. Frehley's agent says he died peacefully Thursday, surrounded by family following a recent fall. Family members say in a statement they are completely devastated and heartbroken, but will cherish his laughter and celebrate the kindness he bestowed on others. Kiss band members took on their personal personas of comic book style characters. Frehley was known as Space Ace or Spaceman. Frehley was 74 years old. High school varsity football teams were literally tearing up the field after heavy rain made for slick gameplay. There were 5 shutouts Thursday night. Murdoch McKay Collegiate shut out visiting Garden City Gophers 24-zip. Kildonan East shut out Maples Collegiate 26-0. West Kildonan Collegiate shut out Portage Collegiate 46-0. St. Paul's High shut out Winnipeg's Vincent Massey Collegiate 3-0. And Dakota Collegiate shut out Sturgeon Heights 19-0. The only game with scores on both sides of the board was a Brandon matchup, Vincent Massey High School and Crocus Secondary. Vincent Massey won 38-9. Some road closures to remind you about this morning. The curb lanes are closed on Taylor between Poseidon and Wilton. The westbound curb lane is closed on Parr between McRae and Church. And 1 lane in each direction will be closed on Roblin from William R. Clement Parkway to Princeton Boulevard. If you have any other traffic tips to share, text them to us, please, at 10400.
Traffic is brought to you by Curtis Carpets, Manitoba's flooring experts.
A look now through the Bathfitter Live Eye. Bathfitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years. We've got some heavier clouds, maybe a little bit of misty fog out there too. Visibility has been somewhat reduced due to kind of the misty conditions, so do expect that to be a bit of a factor for your drive into work this morning. But our temperatures, no matter where you are, we are well above seasonal, with 9 degrees being a normal daytime high here across southern Manitoba. There's many places that are already there, or several of us that are up into the double digits. Well past, well, I was going to say well past seasonal, well past a seasonal low temperature, because that would be -1, and nobody is even close to the freezing mark, let alone below it. Now, northern Manitoba is a bit of a different story. We do have some folks coming in at 0 degrees. This is the case right now in the Paw, or there's a few places where you're just 2 to 4 degrees below the freezing mark this morning. With slightly clearer conditions across northern Manitoba, that will likely change. You will see the clouds building up through the day, but the bulk of the clouds and all of the activity with the precipitation, that's through central and southern Manitoba. We're going to see this system kind of wrapping around. You can already see this tail end kind of starting to move in, and so we will see more of that developing as the day goes on. Heavier clouds hanging around first thing this morning. It'll take until later this morning or through midday before we're seeing those showers again. And the temperature holding pretty steady today, although as I mentioned, we're already well above seasonal, with 9 degrees being a normal daytime high. We'll be up in the double digits throughout the day today. However, you will notice some stronger winds, especially through the morning hours. Those winds may then ease later on this afternoon. The sky will clear overnight. That'll set us up for some sunshine this weekend, and double digits through the weekend itself. It will cool down a little more next week, kicked off with some showers on Monday. Beautiful shot of all the fall colors out in the St. James area. Thanks to Neil for the photo, and keep them coming, please, to Winnipeg weather at ctv.ca. We're taking a break right now, but we'll be back with Your Morning Winnipeg.
Your morning just got a whole lot richer. We're giving away a staggering $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. A dream vacation, home renovations, paying off bills. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is Friday. Head to the contest page on ctvwinnipeg.ca or scan the QR code on your screen. Enter the code word Friday with your info for your chance to win CTV Your Morning Winnipeg's $20,000 giveaway. Good luck. If you're a parent, our next story won't sit well with you. Imagine boarding a flight, toddler in tow, only to have your child seated elsewhere. When you ask for help, staff reply, "You're on your own." That's just the headline for a family traveling with a little one. CTV's Adrian Gabriel has more on the incident and the fight for air passenger rights.
From a sun-kissed Florida vacation to a return flight to Toronto clouded with uncertainty, the McLaughlin family's journey home began with a 5-hour flight delay. Then the family of 4 learned their 18-month-old daughter, Margaret, who they call Molly for short, had been placed on standby.
I said, how could she be on standby?
Eventually given a ticket, the McLaughlins then realized their toddler had been assigned to a seat all by herself, more than 6 rows away from her closest parent. Greg McLaughlin claims Air Canada flight attendants then refused to ask customers to switch seats, leaving the family to figure it out with passengers on their own.
You are a very large company that operates airplanes. You should know that children are on the plane, and you should make sure that they are safe, full stop.
Regulations state that children under 5 should be in a seat adjacent to their parent.
Hello, Greg. This is Amanda from the Canadian Transportation Agency.
Following a months-long investigation by the Canadian Transportation Agency, the CTA left this voicemail for the family last week.
We want to inform you that the investigation has now concluded and no enforcement action will be taken at this time.
I don't know why the Canadian taxpayer is paying for that agency. I'm not sure who they're protecting.
The maximum fine Air Canada could have received is $25,000. Consumer advocates believe the lack of action highlights a systemic issue.
The Canadian Transportation Agency and the government are serving the airline's private, financial, corporate interests instead of the public interest of passengers.
In an email, the CTA say their investigation found that the infant was seated with her family for flight AC 1659 and that no infraction to the regulations was found. According to her father, the only reason Molly ended up seated with her family was because her parents and passengers fixed the issue, while Air Canada staff refused to help. An email from Air Canada in part states that the airline has since taken measures to reinforce compliance through improved seat assignment technology. Air Canada eventually offered the family vouchers for future travel. The McLaughlins have declined.
For the family, they say this was never about receiving compensation. They never asked for vouchers. They simply wanted Air Canada to be held accountable. In their case, they believe that's something the Canadian Transportation Agency has failed to do. Adrian Gabriel, CTV News, Mississauga, Ontario.
Your Morning Winnipeg. Coffee is brought to you by Robin's Donuts, your favorite stop.
Degrees that we're waking up to on a Friday morning, but it is a little bit breezy. Winds at the moment, they're out of the south-southwest. They're gusting to 39 kilometers per hour. The pressure is falling and the humidity is sitting at 95%. We've got some heavier clouds. It's a little bit misty. It was rainy earlier in the night, and we will likely see more of that rain as this whole system kind of wraps around again. The bulk of the activity currently is moving through central Manitoba, and while it's looking clear for now across northern Manitoba, as this system wraps around, it's all going going to start to shift a little bit further into northern Manitoba, so you'll see the clouds building and you'll likely deal with a little bit of that rain as well. We too will deal with some showers as that system comes back around and moves in over Winnipeg. And with those showers comes some stronger winds through the morning hours anyway. They should taper off later on today, but morning winds could be gusting at times to 50 kilometers per hour as we're headed up to 11 degrees. I mean, headed up. We're at 10 degrees right now. We're pretty much going to hold steady through the day, but it will be above seasonal when 9 degrees is in fact normal for this time of year. Dropping down to 5 degrees overnight. With those winds, they will have tapered off by then, so a west wind tonight at about 20 kilometers per hour with that chance of showers, but then the sky clearing out. That'll set us up for some sunshine for tomorrow, and those winds increasing all over again, but we're back up with these double-digit temperatures. 11 degrees expected both Saturday and Sunday. Still mild and above seasonal with sunshine to enjoy, but the temperatures drop off next week with some heavier clouds and precipitation Monday and the cooler temps to follow that.
No buses, no business. Shop owners on Graham Avenue are not on board with changes to the new transit network. Buses were removed from Graham Avenue in late June, and they say customers disappeared with them. CTV's Jeff Keel reports.
Bus riders used to flock to the Blazing Chicken Shack on Graham Avenue from the stop that used to be right outside. Now they're crossing a different road.
It's definitely slowed down. Definitely slowed down.
In late June, buses stopped running on Graham Avenue when the city rolled out the new transit network. Blazing Chicken Shack owner Eric Saniak says they relied on walk-up customers waiting for or getting off a bus. He estimates they're down $2,000 in sales a week since the switch.
It's tough. Oh, it's tough. It's already, we're barely getting by as it is. Never mind getting rid of the buses.
He's not alone. Bison bookstore owner Amy Peak says she's taking a 25% hit on over-the-counter sales.
People would stop and come in and get the next bus so that they would have 15 minutes to browse the store.
CTV News also spoke to other shops on Graham Avenue who say business has been impacted. One told us he's down 75%.
The riders don't have access to those businesses, and the businesses don't have access to the riders. It's a problem on both ends.
Mayor Scott Gillingham says he's met with the affected businesses.
I do understand. I do appreciate those business owners want and need that regular traffic.
Gillingham says more customers are coming, pointing to the Southern Chiefs redevelopment of the former Bay Building and True North's Portage Place project.
That'll be a major overhaul, which will represent a lot more people living in the area, a lot more people visiting that site.
But that's at least a couple of years away. In the meantime, Eric Saniak would like to see concerts and events on Graham.
Unless there's a Jets game or there's something going on at the RBC Convention Center, there isn't a whole lot of reason to come down here lately, so especially now that it's getting cold out.
Amy Peak would like to see things the way they were.
Put the buses back. I mean, nobody's happy with this bus system.
Jeff Keel, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Mayor Gillingham says he will continue to work with the impacted owners to see if there are ways to assist them before the Bay and Portage Place developments materialize. In a statement to CTV News, Downtown Biz says they are looking for potential solutions, but says there is no simple fix to bring back tens of thousands of people daily other than bringing the buses back. They've been told by the city that's not an option. A cautionary tale out of southern Manitoba. Police in Winkler say a couple narrowly avoided losing a large amount of money after people arrived at their door claiming to represent a smoke alarm installation company. The couple agreed to have alarms installed for what police say was a large fee. Police say the couple gave a deposit check and a void check, but the next day they learned a loan was started in their names. The couple canceled the checks, changed their bank accounts, and contacted the appropriate credit agencies. And luckily, police say they didn't lose any money. Health Canada is issuing a recall for a brand of tankless water heaters over the risk of carbon monoxide poisoning. It applies to the VRS and VRP models of the Vesta tankless hot water heater and certain models of the VRS and VRP Plus. The agency says the exhaust duct can crack, allowing gases to escape into the home. At high enough levels, carbon monoxide can lead to serious injury or death. Health Canada says nearly 3,500 of the units were sold in Canada between 2017 and July of this year. You're told to immediately stop using it and contact the company, who will send a technician to repair it. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is meeting with U.S. President Donald Trump today in the Oval Office. Ukraine is trying to convince the U.S. to provide long-range Tomahawk missiles, which are capable of striking deep into Russia. Their meeting comes after a phone call between Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin, with the pair agreeing to in-person talks in Hungary within 2 weeks. Trump said, quote, "Great progress was made in the conversation, and that teams from Washington and Moscow are expected to meet next week." This is Zelensky's third visit to the U.S. since the beginning of the year. A healthy donation for Health Sciences Center Foundation.
I am simply beyond grateful to thank Canada Life for its $1 million donation to Operation Excellence.
Winnipeg-based Canada Life announced a $1 million gift to HSC's Operation Excellence program. The program already acquired Manitoba's first surgical robot, along with state-of-the-art spine surgery equipment and a new ultrasound system. Canada Life says, as a life insurance provider, HSC Foundation aligns with its mission to build healthy communities.
We believe in the values of health accessibility, health affordability, health efficacy, quality of health, and it's so aligned with the mission of HSC here.
The foundation's board chair says the donation will help shorten wait times and improve patient outcomes for all Manitobans. Here's what's happening now in traffic along Portage at Polo Park. Looks like a smooth drive so far this morning. Nothing to report at this point. If you see any issues on the streets, please text them to us at 10400. And here's a look at your gas prices. The Canadian average is $1.31. The provincial average is at $1.23. In Winnipeg, the average is $1.21. And the lowest price in the city is $1.04. All this info is on gasbuddy.com.
The Price at the Pump is brought to you by the Kidney Foundation. Help by donating your card today.
Coming up, Ainsley McPhail is live at Witchy Wonderland. And you're getting a sneak peek this morning with us. Stay with us here on Your Morning Winnipeg.
Weather is brought to you by MJ the Musical at Centennial Concert Hall, November 5th to 9th.
All right, it's a little bit breezy out here this morning, and you'll notice those stronger winds, especially through the morning hours. They should be tapering off somewhat later today, but through the morning, at times they could be gusting to 50 clicks. Right now, they're topping out at 39 kilometers per hour. It's a south-southwest wind that comes along with some pretty mild temperatures. I mean, we're sitting at 10 degrees right now, which is above a seasonal daytime high. Normal low temperatures for this time of year would have us below the freezing mark at -1, so we're doing okay this morning. The pressure is falling. The humidity is sitting at 95%. There was some rain last night, well, all through the day yesterday, really, and then continuing to fall last night. I was just looking at my rain gauge showing 20 millimeters. I don't actually know when the last time that was emptied, though, so I will kind of empty that out ahead of the weekend and set us up to see if we're going to see anything this weekend, but I actually don't think we will. Whatever falls today will kind of be the end of it for a couple of days, with a clearer sky expected through Saturday and Sunday, which means more sunshine for us. Today, however, the possibility of more precipitation really across the entire province. Even though northern Manitoba might be clear to kick things off, you'll see the clouds building and the chance of showers on the way later today. We're going back to Ainsley McPhail to see how freaked out she is this morning. Hey, Ainsley.
Not so freaked out today, Terry. Witchy Wonderland. We're inside one of the not-so haunts, Carnival. Garth Rogerson joins us now to tell us all about it. So give us the lowdown on this particular haunt and how it works for all ages.
Well, you know, I wanted to create a show that any kids of any age could go to, right? Because I don't like being scared. So I'm sort of the litmus test on this thing, right? If I can walk through here and not cry, then it's good, you know what I mean? So this is it's a bit of a haunted house. There's different theme areas within this building. And so it's like we have multiple buildings, and so each one has different themes in it. It's just cool walk-through attraction and all kinds of things. You know, we're here at a cemetery, but that's
the worst of it.
That's the one thing that jumps out at you, nothing else. So there's nobody jumps out at you. These things make noise and move and so forth, but it's more for families, right? And so I think that kids want a little bit of a scare, but not too much. And so this is sort of what we kind of playfully call a not so fright fest, right? So it's just a lot of fun, and it's my friend over here is talking to us. But yeah, so it's just different theme areas, and it's one of the of multiple different theme areas. And we've got carnival rides, so that's all included in gate admission, and a petting zoo. And so there's just a lot of things. You walk around and enjoy it, and there's food trucks, and there's actually even a haunted hayride. So it's like a train that you get on, and it takes you through a haunted tunnel, which is kind of fun too. And so yeah, so you can just spend the whole time walking around and enjoying the different spaces. And it's nice and warm in here, so if it gets a little chilly, we can keep warm. And yeah, so then this clown area here coming into now. It's a little bit noisy sometimes, but
why do kids need this?
Well, you know what? It's just a lot of fun, right? And I think that kids want a bit of a scare, but not too much of a scare. So nobody's jumping out at you. There's none of that scare. It's more spooky than scary. And so that's kind of the theme, is the spookiness of it.
Thank you so much. Witchy Wonderland happening this weekend and the next. $20. What a deal. So we'll see you guys at 7:28.
Looking at the early markets, the Dow Jones falling overnight. The Nasdaq and S&P index are also trending lower. The loonie is up, trading around 71.20 cents U.S. The Hang Seng lost 641 points, and the Nikkei index is down 695. Good morning. It is 6:46. A teenager is recovering from serious injuries after being hit by a vehicle in Selkirk Wednesday night. It happened on Manitoba Avenue, just west of Easton Drive. RCMP say two people were walking eastbound in the middle of the road when a vehicle came from behind and hit one of them. A 17-year-old boy was brought to hospital by Stars Air Ambulance in critical condition. The other person on the road and the 27-year-old man behind the wheel of the vehicle were uninjured. The investigation continues. Prime Minister Mark Carney says it's not the time to hit back at the U.S. with retaliatory tariffs.
There's times to hit back and there's times to talk, and right now is the time to talk.
Prime Minister Carney is facing pressure from some, including Ontario Premier Doug Ford, that say American tariffs paved the way for Stellantis to move Jeep Compass production away from Brampton. The Prime Minister says the global head of Stellantis told him that the company is looking at a different model to produce in Brampton. Carney also says he reminded the company about his commitment to maintaining a Canadian footprint in exchange for federal and provincial money. Canada's passport has moved ahead of the U.S. in the list of most powerful in the world. Powerful is defined in terms of visa-free access to countries. Canada now ranks number 9 in the Henley Passport Index out of 183 countries. The U.S. fell out of the top 10 for the first time. It's now sitting at number 12. Singapore, South Korea, and Japan make up the top 3. A new warning for those playing the fast-growing sport of pickleball. CTV's Alex Carpa now on what to watch out for.
The sport of pickleball is a hit with Canadians and is growing in popularity.
Fell in love with it instantly.
Tony Scavarelli has been playing for 3 years. He likes it so much, he became an instructor.
Pickleball is probably one of the best sports for you physically and mentally.
But as the sport's popularity grows, so too do the number of injuries. In addition to the regular knee and shoulder pains, a new study from the Journal of the American Medical Association finds that pickleball-related eye injuries have increased over the past 4 years.
You're generally a little bit lower. People lob in this game a lot more than they were before as well, and so you have that downward momentum if people just may not have their paddle in the right place to secure it, and also just not expecting it as well.
The report finds that some of the more severe eye injuries include orbital fractures and retinal detachment from either the pickleball itself or the paddle.
So whenever something's very popular, you see more injuries.
Optometrist Dr. Nadine Shelton says she saw a handful of patients for pickleball-related injuries this past summer. She says people should wear eye protection even though it's not mandatory.
We're going to recommend wearing glasses, wearing sunglasses. There is sports glasses. You can do safety glasses, or have had groups of people coming in, sometimes even as a pickleball team, getting sports glasses or getting safety glasses to protect their eyes.
A message on safety, Scavarelli says he will give to the new players so they too can enjoy the sport he loves. Alex Carper, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Calling all canoeists, kayakers, and paddleboarders, this is a film festival for you. The Smoke That Thunders is just one of the films showcased at Paddle, Manitoba's 38th annual Water Walker Film Festival. It's happening November 7th. Visit paddlemanitoba.org for more information and tickets. Some road closures to remind you about this morning. The curb lanes are closed on Taylor between Poseidon and Wilton. The westbound curb lane is closed on Parr between McRae and Church, and one lane in each direction will be closed on Roblin from William R. Clement Parkway to Princeton Boulevard. If you have any other traffic tips to share, text them to us, please, at 10400.
And a look outside right now, it's 10 degrees and cloudy and breezy too, with those winds out of the south-southwest gusting to 39 kilometers per hour. The pressure is falling and the humidity sitting at 95%. It looks like some of that fog seems to have moved on out of the way. It was seemingly more so about 20 minutes ago when we were looking around in that downtown area, but it doesn't mean that we're going to be in the clear. We still could see some misty, foggy conditions and some rainy conditions as well. Right now, the bulk of the activity is through central Manitoba, but we will see it kind of wrapping around and moving back in for us. And while it's looking on the clearer side right now across parts of northern Manitoba, that too will likely change as the clouds build up, and you're probably going to be in for some precipitation later today. High single digits, though, these temperatures that we're seeing well above seasonal. In fact, maybe even getting up into the double digits around the Lynn Lake area. What is that? I'll just remind you that is the fog icon that we have, with 8 degrees expected in places like Flin Flon and the Paw. Oh, Director Kim, she's just learning this one too. Yeah, fog, right? Looks like a little notepad or something like that. Anyway, I'm just here to remind you what these icons are if you can't figure them out for yourself. It's going to be a rainy day here through southern Manitoba. Double digits, though, expected, when 9 degrees would be a seasonal daytime high. We're all going to be well above that. And while it's going to be a little bit rainy and soggy for today, the sky will clear out overnight, and that'll set us up for sunshine tomorrow. And with that sunshine, still these above seasonal temperatures to last throughout the weekend. It will start to cool down next week, though, with some more rain on the way. So Monday things could look a little bit soggy and a little bit cooler after that, but it's not all going to stay below seasonal. You can see toward the end of the week, we're seeing that mercury rebounding again.
Thanks, Terry. Let's check in now on Bo at Bounce 99.9. Good morning, Bo. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. The Jets won last night, the Blue Jays. If the Bombers and Jays win again tonight, I'll be really happy.
Me too.
Loving it. No beach behind me this week, Rochelle.
I know,
I'm back in the city here. Yeah.
Welcome back.
But guess what? Thank you. 2 weeks today is Halloween. I know you're a big fan.
Yes.
Want to do a little update? How are the decorations coming along? The costumes? I know you always plan these elaborate costumes. You keep it a secret. Are you going to another big Halloween party this year, or how are things shaping up for Halloween?
My cousin throws one every year, and as well as this year, but we still don't know what we're going to dress up as, my husband and I, so we're still working on that. I think we're going to find out within the next few days. But yeah, the front yard is decorated already. My daughter took care of that, and then she's hosting her friends for trick-or-treating around our neighborhood, and then they're sleeping over. So she's going to decorate the whole business, or the whole basement rather, in Halloween business and make it spooky, and she's going to have a blast. She's ready to make it as spooky as possible, so it'll be fun for them.
Now, do you guys have a big skelly in your front yard? You know, the big tall skeleton?
No, but we have one in the neighborhood, and it's incredible. You just want to take a picture with it. It's spooky and done so well. I want one. It's massive.
Well, I like to put inflatables up, but my dog, it scares the heck out of my dog if they're in the front yard, so I can't do anything like that. One more question, though. This came up. 50% of us do this twice before Halloween. And the answer is we have to buy more treats.
I knew it.
We have to restock.
Yes. I don't buy my candy until we're days away, because I know my husband and my kids will eat a lot of it. So I don't even bother anymore. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting, indeed.
You're ahead. You're ahead of the game.
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk some more. I say 2 weeks today is trick or treat. Have yourself a great weekend, Rochelle.
You too. Go Blue. Thanks, Bo. So this is how they make those famous wax figures. Gillian Anderson is being immortalized by Madame Tussauds in London. But before any wax carving starts, artists are taking measurements to make sure the figure is as lifelike as possible. Anderson, who remembers visiting the museum growing up in London, was more than happy to help out. Her wax figure will make its debut later this year. A thrilling show is dancing its way into Winnipeg next month, and we want you to go. MJ the Musical centers around the making of Michael Jackson's 1992 Dangerous World Tour. We have a pair of tickets to give away for the Wednesday, November 5th show. To enter, head to the contest page on our website, ctvwinnipeg.ca, and fill out the form. Good luck. A big change is coming to a major airline here in Canada. ABC's Sam Champion has more on what it is and when the change will take flight.
Can anyone who actually reclines their seat on the airplane walk me through your thought process?
It's the high-flying debate that can cause cabin pressures to rise.
It's totally okay to recline your seat. That's what it's there for.
To recline or not to recline, on average, it's only 2 to 3 inches here.
I think that you should be able to recline your seat on a 10-hour flight. I told her, I was like, if you want to be comfy, get first class.
But for some, there's no question. But now airlines like Canada's WestJet are making it a financial decision, rolling out reconfigured planes starting this month with standard economy seats that don't allow you to push back and relax. If you do want to recline, now it'll cost you.
Airlines are figuring out how to segment pricing all across the board. And if you want a little extra comfort, you're going to pay for it. That's what they're saying to everyone.
The changes will roll out on 43 WestJet planes with standard economy seats featuring a, quote, fixed recline design. The airline saying it will help preserve personal space. Extended comfort and premium seats that do recline are also available if you pay more. WestJet Brightsiding calling this an investment in, quote, guest experience, saying the cabin has been thoughtfully designed to offer WestJet's welcoming service at every budget. But flight attendants are bracing for a bumpy flight.
We have been saying for almost 60 years, sit back, relax, and enjoy your flight. And now people are going to come with that expectation and not be able to do that. And every time that happens, we usually have to deal with conflict on board.
Okay, we're going to take a break here. We'll be back after this with your 7 o'clock headlines. Stay with us. It's Friday, October 17th. Today, combating crime, how Manitoba officials are reacting to the Prime Minister's bail reform bill. Plus, crying foul, why the salary of Manitoba's trade representative has sparked outrage. And a meaningful token, how Winnipeggers can get their hands on a new commemorative coin. Your Morning Winnipeg starts right now. Good morning, Manitoba. Thank you so much for being with us here on this Friday. Happy Friday to all of you. We are here, and coming up a little later, if you're from the community of Starbuck, or you know someone who's grown up in Starbuck, or you have some sort of historical ties, you're going to want to check out our interview a little later in this hour at about 7:52. There's a historian trying to create a historical book about the community. Oh. So we're going to find out a little bit more about his efforts and why he wants to do it, and how you could participate if you do have a link to the community.
Very cool.
But the weather today, wet and windy.
Yeah, both of those things first thing this morning. I mean, the rain was falling last night. It's tapered off for now, but we're waking up to wet streets and puddles. We're also waking up to some well above seasonal temperatures at 10 degrees. That's actually above a seasonal daytime high. It's cloudy right now with winds out of the west or south-southwest at up to 39 kilometers per hour. It is pretty gusty out there, and the pressure is falling with the humidity sitting at 95%. Some strong and gusty winds are expected through the morning hours, and more rain while we're only seeing clouds for now. Here's the system that fell overnight and wraps around to catch us again later on today. And while it's looking clear across northern Manitoba, you're actually waking up to some cooler temperatures because of the clear conditions, but you too will see the clouds building up through the day and that chance of precipitation for later on today. So here's a look at the futurecast. You'll see what I'm talking about. While it's clear right now, here in the south, we'll watch this system kind of do a little bit of a wraparound for us as it pushes up into parts of northern Manitoba. So increasing clouds, possible precipitation. We too will notice that as well. But we're in the double digits already this morning. We're not going to make massive gains today, but we'll stay in the double digits with those stronger winds this morning, which should taper off then overnight. And speaking of overnight, it actually clears out nicely. That'll set us up for sunshine tomorrow for southern Manitoba. Northern Manitoba, that's where that system is moving to and will continue to be an issue throughout Saturday. Central Manitoba as well. And in fact, maybe even tomorrow afternoon, the possibility of a bit of that activity rolling right back in again. Clearing out, though, we'll get more of that sunshine again on Sunday. And these above seasonal temperatures expected to last for a few days yet. 9 degrees, that would be a normal daytime high. We're going to drop off a little more so into the start of next week. Our art today is from 7-year-old Lainey. Thank you very much for your tree art. We appreciate that. We'd love to see whatever it is that you happen to be working on. Draw, color, or paint, and send a picture of that art to Winnipeg Weather at ctv.ca.
After months of pressure across the country, the Prime Minister has unveiled a new bail reform bill. It includes tougher penalties for retail thefts, ends conditional sentences for some sexual offenses, and allows consecutive sentencing. Reaction is already coming in, including here in Manitoba. CTV's Daphne Odjig explains.
At Cooper Collectibles on Sargent, owner Michael Paye says businesses in the West End are fed up with a near revolving door of shoplifters.
The biggest problem is these people, we've had people arrested and the same day we saw them out again.
He hopes new bail reform measures announced by the Prime Minister Thursday may help.
The catch and release has not been working.
Harsher penalties on organized retail theft is just one aspect of Mark Carney's proposed bail reform legislation, which will target serious crimes and put the onus on an accused to prove why the court should release them on bail.
This is how the federal government can help municipalities and provinces get criminals off the streets.
My first repeat offender bulletin is about a real-world convicted carjacker and 7 disturbing assault charges.
It's welcome news for Winnipeg Mayor Scott Gillingham, who has been releasing these weekly bulletins, highlighting specific cases where people released on bail went on to commit more serious crimes.
We cannot just stand by and let violent repeat criminals continue to be out on our streets, wreaking havoc and being a threat to our community. We need legislative changes. I'm glad to hear today's announcement.
A sentiment echoed by Manitoba Premier Wab Kinew.
It's encouraging to hear some of the announcements today. I hope it's going to make a difference.
But University of Manitoba law professor Brandon Trask says he has some doubts.
I think there's more of sort of a political element to this necessarily than a legal element.
That's because he says there are already checks and balances in place when it comes to bail.
The status quo is not that absolutely everybody gets out, right? The reality is in Manitoba, roughly 75% of people in provincial custody are on remand.
At Paye's shop, he hopes these new measures will make a difference, but says bail reform is only part of the solution.
Aim at the root and focus on that.
Danton Unger, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Later this month, Mayor Gillingham will be heading to Ottawa to continue calling for more bail reform. He's set to testify at a House of Commons Standing Committee on Justice and Human Rights next Tuesday. The opposition Tories are crying foul over the salary of Manitoba's trade representative in Washington, D.C. The Premier's office has just revealed former TV news reporter Richard Madden is being paid $387,000 a year.
Yes. Richard Madden has zero experience in trade or contract negotiations. Yep. Ontario, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Quebec are all paying far less for their trade offices. And Richard Madden, with a $400,000 salary, has brought in how many dollars to Manitoba? Zero.
The Premier's office says Madden's salary is comparable to money spent by other provinces on trade offices or third-party lobby firms. But progressive conservatives say Madden's wage is out of line for someone with no trade background. Madden works for media outlets, including CTV News, before being named to the trade post. At the time he was hired, Madden said he didn't have a trade background, but came armed with connections in Washington and skills in building and maintaining relationships.
But one consistent area that was identified was we need a permanent presence. And this is the cost of doing business in Trump's America. And this is a cost that maybe would have been a little lower if the PCs hadn't closed the office. But this is definitely an investment that we have to make to protect our economy from Donald Trump.
The Premier's office says Madden has met with Manitoba business and agriculture groups, set up an office inside the Canadian Embassy, and is organizing an upcoming advocacy day where U.S. lawmakers will learn about Manitoba's contributions to supply chains and Arctic defense. 2 people are charged with assaulting a Winnipeg transit driver. It happened Monday night on a bus traveling in West Kildonan. Police say a man got into a verbal argument with the driver while riding the bus in the 2000 block of Main Street. The dispute escalated, and police say the man allegedly assaulted the driver and a woman spat on him. Police add the man got off the bus, pulled out a knife, and slashed the bus as it drove away. Police arrested 2 people in a Main Street parking lot. A 29-year-old man and a 25-year-old woman are in custody. They're facing a combination of charges, including assault, possessing meth, theft, and failing to comply with a release order. Winnipeggers lined up Thursday to be among the first to get their hands on a new commemorative coin. The new $2 coin was introduced last month and pays homage to Daphne Odjig, one of the most influential Indigenous artists of the 20th century. The colorized center depicts a woman holding a drum and is an adaptation of her piece, The Folk Singer.
This is the second commemorative circulation coin that we've released this year. This is the first $2 coin and the first time that we've done a female First Nations artist on a Canadian coin. We're very excited to have Daphne Odjig's art on this piece. Daphne Odjig was known for celebrating community and culture and family, and I think it's just it's a beautiful coin.
If you weren't able to make it down to the Mint, don't worry. The coin exchange continues today and Saturday between 9 and 5. It's rivalry night at Princess Auto Stadium as the Winnipeg Blue Bombers take on the league-leading Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Pressure coming at Calera. They got him. Ball's out. Riders have it.
The Bombers are looking to recover after Edmonton snapped their 2-game win streak last week, tightening the race in the West Division. The 12-4 Roughriders are chasing their 3rd straight win. The game kicks off tonight at 7. Here's a look at what's going on in traffic along McPhillip Street. It looks like things have picked up over here, as you can see. But overall, we have no reports of any issues causing any delays in this area. If you see any problems out there, though, please text them to us at 10400.
Weather brought to you by Blinds Are Beautiful, helping your home get holiday ready with blinds from Hunter Douglas.
Bitcoin, always a roller coaster, is on a steep dive. It has suddenly dropped toward 100,000 for the first time since June. Many traders fear a huge Bitcoin crash could be just around the corner. The combined crypto market has lost about 1 trillion Canadian in just over a week. Some analysts say Bitcoin could drop into the 80,000s as investors try and find a new bottom. Well, there could be a break for Canadian auto parts suppliers. The White House is poised to ease tariffs on the U.S. auto industry, a move that would deliver a major win for car makers that have aggressively lobbied to stem the fallout from record-level import duties. The Commerce Department is slated to announce a 5-year extension for an arrangement that allows automakers to reduce what they pay in tariffs on imported car parts, and it was set to expire after 2 years. Fears over the health of regional banks in the U.S. are prompting traders to cut risks at the end of what was a volatile week. Investors looking for safety have moved over to bonds and haven currencies. Wall Street's chief fear gauge, the volatility index, VIX, is at its highest since Trump rocked the markets with his tariffs in April. Those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
Let's go back now to Ainsley McPhail, who is live at Witchy Wonderland this morning, which of course is at Red River Exhibition Park. And tell us what's going on there.
Well, Rochelle, if the folks yesterday were watching, they would have seen that the ever-living was scared out of me. But Witchy Wonderland might be the perfect match because it's spooky, but not so spooky that anyone or anything will jump out of at you. It's for all ages, even the littles. So on Sunday, they're actually doing this where it's during the day. It's not going to be at night with all the lights and all that, so it'll be even less scary. There's a pumpkin patch, there's a fire Horse Show. There's carnival rides. There's food. Of course, you want to get those mini donuts in there. So coming up throughout the morning, we're going to have a look at some of the spooky terrors that, again, aren't so scary, but I know the kids at home can handle it.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Ainsley. Let's go out to the rooftop now, and it might be a scary scene for some pedestrians today, Terry.
Well, that's just it. We were actually talking about earlier this morning that it always seems to be on the days that you need the umbrella that we're also getting these wicked winds. I wouldn't even open this one on a day like today. I brought it out mostly as a prop, and thankfully I'm not really needing it right now because we're just dealing with some heavier clouds, but we are likely to see some precipitation later today. However, with these strong winds, you're going to need the hood. A poncho, that's what you're going to need to stay dry today. 10 degrees is where we're sitting right now with those winds out of the south-southwest gusting to 46 kilometers per hour. The pressure is falling and the humidity is sitting at 93%. So soggy conditions and perhaps some sideways rain once we start to see some of that probably picking up again later on into the morning or through midday. Showers, although that's also when we're kind of expecting to see these winds tapering off a little bit more so into the afternoon. We can hope that it times out to accommodate the use of the umbrella should you need it today. Across the province, it's a very likely chance of needing those umbrellas, and that's because even northern Manitoba, while it's clear right now, you're going to see the clouds building up and that possibility of precipitation moving through for later on this afternoon. Here in the south, it should clear overnight, and that'll set us up for some sunshine this weekend.
Thank you, Terry. Well, it's time now for our question of the day. Today is National Mulligan Day. If you had a chance to do something over again, what would it be? You can text your answer along with your name to 10400. Make sure to follow the automated instructions so we can feature your response. At Your Morning Winnipeg, we're all about celebrating your amazing pets, furry, feathered, or scaly. Your Pet of the Week submissions have been amazing, and we want to see even more. Whether it's dogs, cats, birds, or any other pet pals, send them our way. Drop your pet photos and a fun little story about them to Pet of the Week at ctv.ca, and then catch us every Thursday to find out if your pet is our Pet of the Week on Your Morning Winnipeg. We're going to take a break here. We'll be back after this with more news and some entertainment as well. Good morning. The Manitoba government is planning to ensure judges can weigh in anytime the province invokes the Notwithstanding clause to override rights under the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. A bill before the legislature would require future legislation invoking the clause to be referred immediately to the province's Court of Appeal. Judges would not have the authority to strike down the legislation, but could comment on it and say whether it would be unconstitutional if not for the Notwithstanding clause. Manitoba has never invoked the clause, and Premier Wamkinu says his government never will. But he says the bill would ensure if future governments do, voters will know what judges think.
The Notwithstanding clause is routinely being used by politicians who are targeting vulnerable minorities, targeting the LGBTQ2S+ communities, targeting religious people.
Manitoba has intervened in a Supreme Court of Canada case over Quebec's use of the clause to prohibit some public sector workers from wearing religious symbols while on the job. A cautionary tale out of southern Manitoba. Police in Winkler say a couple narrowly avoided losing a large amount of money after people arrived at their door claiming to represent a smoke alarm installation company. The couple agreed to have alarms installed for what police say was a large fee. Police say the couple gave a deposit check and a void check, but the next day they learned a loan was started in their names. The couple canceled the checks, changed their bank accounts, and contacted the appropriate credit agencies. And luckily, police say they didn't lose any money. The Winnipeg Jets were on the road Thursday night as they faced off against the Philadelphia Flyers. A pair of Mark Scheifele goals brought him to a franchise total of 812 goals. It's enough to tie him and Blake Wheeler for most goals in Jets franchise history. And Connor Hellebuck was busy with 15 saves against goal. Winnipeg won 5-2. Scheifele gets a chance to break that record at home Saturday night during a matchup against the Nashville Predators. Puck drop is set for 7. And here's a look at what's happening now at Kennison and Sterling Lion. Looks like things are moving well over here. No issues to tell you about at this point. If you see any problems, let us know, please. Time now for some entertainment news. We've now learned who will headline the CFL's Grey Cup halftime show.
Tell me what you're waiting for me. Baby, I'm a rolling
League says the honor will go to MGK, formerly known as Machine Gun Kelly. MGK will kick off his Lost Americana tour next month after playing the 112th Grey Cup November 16th in Winnipeg. Also announced, Our Lady Peace will play the kickoff show. And Manitoban Katie St. Germain will sing the national anthem. The Grey Cup takes place Sunday, November 16th at Princess Auto Stadium. Some sad news from the entertainment world. Ace Frehley, the original lead guitarist and founding member of the glam rock band Kiss, has died. Frehley's agent says he died peacefully Thursday, surrounded by family following a recent fall. Family members say in a statement they are completely devastated and heartbroken, but will cherish his laughter and celebrate the kindness he bestowed on others. Kiss band members took on the personas of comic book style characters. Frehley was known as Space Ace or Spaceman. Frehley was 74 years old. A festival celebrating the life and music of tragically hip singer Gord Downie is expanding into Winnipeg. It's called JEDfest. That's Gordon Edgar Downie. Proceeds from JEDfest go to support local cancer charities. Downie lost his battle with the disease in 2017. JEDfest Winnipeg will feature the tribute band Trickle Down with opening act the Main Street Exiles. Last year, the festival raised almost $200,000. JEDfest debuts in Winnipeg on Saturday, October 25th at the Met Theatre. Kick off the weekend with some great entertainment starting at 7 with Celebrity Wheel of Fortune. Special Forces World's Toughest Test follows at 8. And the premiere of Blue Blood spinoff Boston Blue is next at 9. It's all right here tonight on CTV. And if you are wanting to stay in, it's kind of a good night to do so. It's going to be raining.
Yeah, I mean, raining certainly through the midday, maybe by evening time, well, probably into the evening too. Overnight, it should actually begin to clear out. That's our best chance of those clearing conditions, but that'll be past the evening. Look right now through the Bathfitter Live Eye. Bathfitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years. And we do still have those heavier clouds hanging around and precipitation looming. We'll likely see more of that through the day today. A look at the temperatures right now. You can see these mid to high single digits all along the western border with double digits all throughout the southeastern part of the province right now. -1, that would be a normal low for this time of year. So all of southern Manitoba well above that and even above seasonal daytime highs in the southeast where we're into the double digits already. Now, it is clearer across northern Manitoba and cooler as a result. So there are a few places that are a few degrees below the freezing mark or other places that are either right at it or just a couple above. But you too, while it's clear right now, we'll see some heavier clouds increasing and the possibility of some precipitation. Central Manitoba is where the rain is falling right now. There was the showers overnight, but the system wrapping right back round again. So even though we're just dealing with clouds right now, we will likely see those clouds or the precipitation picking up again for later on today. As kids get settled into the classrooms, 10 degrees expected, only rising another degree or two throughout the day today. So just barely into the double digits with that chance of showers and some strong winds, especially through the morning, but they should taper off later on this afternoon. Clouds clearing overnight will set us up for some sunshine through the weekend, but some slightly cooler temperatures will be on tap for us early next week. And the beautiful fall colors captured in the St. James area by Neil. Thank you for sharing your photos and keep them coming to Winnipeg Weather at ctv.ca.
Thanks, Terry. Your morning just got a whole lot richer. We're giving away a staggering $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand in your pocket. A dream vacation, maybe, home renovations, paying off some bills. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is Friday. Head to the contest page on ctvwinnipeg.ca or scan the QR code on your screen. Enter the code word Friday with your info for your chance to win CTV Your Morning Winnipeg's $20,000 giveaway. Good luck. Time now for this week's Adorable Adoptables. We begin with Ginny. This 3-year-old pup is sweet and wiggly. Ginny knows how to sit for treats and would love to learn new commands. Next up is Austin, a 3.5-year-old pooch. Austin is energetic, sweet, and loves to cuddle. Austin has been in care for more than 150 days. And meet Bingus. This 5-year-old cat is smaller than she looks, but has a purr that packs a punch. Bingus loves to cuddle and nuzzle at your neck. If you think you can offer any of these animals a good home, just head down to the Winnipeg Humane Society or give them a call. The number's there on your screen. An Ottawa woman is making sure those going through cancer treatment know they are not alone. For more than a decade, she has crocheted blankets for the Ottawa Hospital, a passion inspired by her own family's painful journey. CTV's Leah LaRocque reports.
Actually, most crocheters don't tie knots, but I do.
Every stitch is part of a story of compassion and care.
But I like to know that the people are getting this comfort from me.
Over the years, Ruth Chevelle has crocheted more than 1,000 blankets.
These are called granny squares.
And donated them to cancer patients who are undergoing treatment.
I get very emotional very easily. Yeah, but it's just something I'm close to my heart.
It's a project that was born after she lost her own daughter, Kelly, 25 years ago.
Oh, she was a bubbly girl. She had an infectious laugh, and she was very much a family girl. They said it would be 2 months, and it was 8 weeks. The cancer just went through her whole body. And I really like turquoise.
Now wanting to help others in the best way she can.
I've heard from many cancer patients that I know, they get cold and chilled going through treatments, so this will help to keep them warm. So I envision them bringing it with them and just using it to help keep them warm and think of the person maybe that made it.
When the blankets are ready to go, Chevelle packs them and delivers them to the Cancer Care Centre that's part of the Ottawa Hospital. Once the blankets go to the Cancer Centre, Ruth says she doesn't meet the person who will eventually have it, but she says she hopes each blanket comes with a message of warmth and love.
Because it's cancer, I just feel that they need the warmth, they need the love, they need the care, because that's a terrible disease. And it hits everybody. It's not just here and there, it's everybody you talk to. Sorry.
It's a lifelong passion, and Chevelle has no intention of slowing down.
Until I can't do it anymore. There's no real goal, it's just as long as I can do it, I intend to do it.
Leah LaRocque, CTV News.
Coming up, we're live at Witchy Wonderland. Stay with us for more spooky haunts. If you're looking for a friendly, spooky place to go that won't be too scary for the little ones, Ainsley McPhail is live at Witchy Wonderland this morning. It might just be the perfect destination for that. Good morning.
Yep, Rochelle, no one's going to jump out at you, but it's just scary enough for the kids because we all like to be spooked just a little bit around the Halloween season. Garth is joining me once again to tell us all about it. From one cemetery to the next, Garth, where are we standing now?
So this is a horse barn by day, but at nighttime it becomes, you know, a haunted cemetery, barn, activity area.
It's wild that there's so much to see when you come on site.
Yeah, so it's basically theme areas as you walk around the park, and quite a few of them. We've added a significant number of fixtures this year. So if you came last year, it's much larger this year than last. So we're excited about that. And we're excited about the fact that we're raising money for our foundation. So, you know, to send kids to school. So it's kind of a passion project for me to raise money for that. And so far we've raised $1.2 million. And so all the income off that goes to support scholarships. And so we're hoping to build that fund through this show to send more kids to school.
And it really is giving back to community because this show is for everybody, even the littles.
Right. Yeah, we wanted to make a family show. You know, there's a lot of scary Halloween shows out there, but we wanted to make a really family-oriented one. But, you know, the kids like a little bit of a scare, so we want to scare them a little bit. But as you said, nothing's jumping out at you, so everybody can feel secure walking through that it's not going to be really scary, right? But just scary enough for the kids.
When we talk about different themes, right now we're looking at spiders and even some bones, but there's everything from that to clowns and even dinosaurs.
Yeah, we have a whole dinosaur exhibit there. We've got a games room even, and for food, and we've got food trucks over there. We've got the cemetery, the carnival. We've got the tunnel of terror. We've got, so actually you can go on a train. We bought this kind of cool ride-on train, and you'd ride through lights and through this tunnel of terror, which is a lot of fun too.
Affordability is top of mind, and how much are tickets?
Yeah, you know, it's always a challenge today because everything is so expensive, you know, so we're really trying to keep the cost low. So free parking is $20 to get in, and everything in park is free. So the rides are included, all the attractions and activities are included in there. So it's very economical for families.
Awesome. The wheel? the LED wheel is super cool, Rochelle.
Yeah.
In our next segment, I will show you guys.
Okay, can't wait. Thank you, Ainsley. And it's going to be a wet day pretty much today, Terry.
Wet and windy, yes, both of those things. Cloudy too. It's not going to look ideal for today, but the weekend, huge improvements will be coming our way. Here's a look outside right now, 10 degrees, and while it's not raining right now, you can see the streets are wet, and that's from the rain that fell last night. And the winds are strong out of the south-southwest, gusting to 46 clicks. The pressure is falling and the humidity sitting at 93%. So rain fell last night. Well, it fell through the day yesterday and then continued last night, and then we'll likely see it kind of wrapping around again, while what's moving through northwestern Ontario is what fell last night. That's pushing off to the east. This whole system is kind of wrapping right back around again, and so with this, we'll likely find ourselves in the path of the next round of showers as it moves through. And to northern Manitoba, you've got the clearer conditions right now, but as this all wraps around, it's also going to start to push further into the north. So northern Manitoba will also see those clouds building up with the possibility of some showers as well. But above seasonal temperatures are expected today, 12 degrees on tap for our high. With those stronger winds, at times gusting to 50 clicks, they should taper off a little bit into the afternoon. Now, they're also going to be shifting somewhat overnight. Coming out of the west tonight, we'll still have those showers into the evening time, but in the overnight hours, it should clear out. Dropping down to 5 degrees, that is still above seasonal. So normal daytime highs 9 and normal lows -1. So back up into the double digits tomorrow with a little more sunshine to enjoy. And in fact, we'll see that sunshine on Sunday as well, with another round of precipitation expected Monday and some cooler temperatures to follow for next week.
Hundreds of people have been airlifted out of Alaska after a storm hit coastal towns. People are being moved from Bethel to Anchorage. More than 1,000 people have had to leave their homes. This is the aftermath you're seeing of the flooding in the low-lying communities. 2 villages have been destroyed. The remnants of a typhoon created the storm surge. Officials are warning it will be a long road to recovery. Health Canada is issuing a recall for a brand of tankless water heaters over the risk of carbon monoxide poisoning. It applies to the VRS and VRP models of the Vesta tankless hot water heater and certain models of the VRS and VRP Plus. The agency says the exhaust duct can crack, allowing gases to escape into the home. At high enough levels, carbon monoxide can lead to serious injury or death. Health Canada says nearly 3,500 of the units were sold in Canada between 2017 and July of this year. You're told to immediately stop using it and contact the company, who will send a technician to repair it. John Bolton, former national security advisor to U.S. President Donald Trump, has been formally indicted.
I think he's, a bad person. I think he's a bad guy, yeah.
The FBI raided Bolton's home in August as part of an investigation into the handling of classified documents. Bolton is now facing 18 charges. If found guilty, he could face up to 10 years in prison per charge. Bolton turned into a Trump critic after he was fired from the White House in 2019. Bolton is the 3rd Trump opponent to be indicted, along with former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James. A healthy donation for Health Sciences Centre Foundation.
I am simply beyond grateful to thank Canada Life for its $1 million donation to Operation Excellence.
Winnipeg-based Canada Life announced a $1 million gift to HSC's Operation Excellence program. The program already acquired Manitoba's first surgical robot, along with state-of-the-art spine surgery equipment and a new ultrasound systems. The foundation's board chair says the donation will help shorten wait times and improve patient outcomes for all Manitobans. High school varsity football teams were literally tearing up the field after heavy rain made for slick gameplay. There were 5 shutouts Thursday night. Murdoch-McKay Collegiate shutout visiting Garden City Gophers 24-zip. Kildonan and East shutout Maples Collegiate 26-0. West Kildonan Collegiate shutout Portage Collegiate 46-0. St. Paul's High shutout Winnipeg's Vincent Massey Collegiate 3-0. And Dakota Collegiate shutout Sturgeon Heights 19-0. The only game with scores on both sides of the board was a Brandon matchup, Vincent Massey High School and Crocus Secondary. Vincent Massey won 38-9. Some road closures to remind you about this morning. The curb lanes are closed on Taylor between Poseidon and Wilton. The westbound curb lane is closed on Parr between McRae and Church. And one lane in each direction will be closed on Roblin from William R. Clement Parkway to Princeton Boulevard. If you have any other traffic tips or updates to share, text them to us at 10400. And here's a look now at your gas prices. The Canadian average is $1.31. The provincial average is lower at $1.23. In Winnipeg, the average is $1.21, and the lowest price in Winnipeg is $1.04. All this info is on gasbuddy.com.
The Price at the Pump is brought to you by the Kidney Foundation. Help by donating your card today.
Let's see who's celebrating a milestone today. Happy 6th birthday, Asani. Love mom, dad, grandma, and Avery. Happy 7th birthday, Elena. Love mom, dad, Alexis, grandpa Bob, and your twin sister. Happy birthday, Jordan. Love mom, dad, Drayden, Jaden, Layton, and Peyton. Happy 1st birthday, Kate Tage. Love mom, dad, papa, grandma, and family. Happy birthday, Donna. Love Luca and Josh. Happy birthday, Amy and Jordan. Love from your whole family. Happy 5th birthday, Noah. Love grandma and grandpa. Happy 9th birthday, Pio Nixon. Love your amazing family. Happy 7th birthday, Everly. Love mom, dad, Alexis, grandpa Bob, and your twin sister. And a happy 12th birthday, Andy. Lots of love from your boyfriend, Cole. To submit your milestone, visit our website, ctvnewswinnipeg.ca, and fill out the form at least 2 days in advance. It'll also enter you into our monthly contest for a chance to win a $100 gift certificate to Party Stuff.
Milestones is brought to you by Party Stuff. 3 Winnipeg locations and at partystuff.ca.
10 degrees outside this morning with a strong wind out of the south-southwest that's gusting to 46 kilometers per hour. The pressure is falling, the humidity sitting at 93%. And while we're waking up to wet streets, the rain isn't falling in Winnipeg at this time. It is falling in areas through central Manitoba and much through the southwest right now. But you can see it kind of wrapping around and coming back to get us again. We will find ourselves in the path of that. There's more through northwestern Ontario. That's what was falling in our neck of the woods overnight that is now pushed off to the east. But as this system does this whole wraparound, it's also going to be pushing into parts of northern Manitoba. So while you might be waking up to some clear conditions now, heavier clouds will be stacking up throughout the day today, and you will likely find yourself seeing some scattered precipitation later on today, but also some above seasonal temperatures. You would be only a few degrees above the freezing mark through most of the northeast for what is normal for this time of year. And instead, you're likely to be climbing up into those high single digits, which is the case through most of the northwest as well. And about a fistful of degrees above the freezing mark would be seasonal for you. That icon there is the fog expected in the PA. Other places will deal with the heavier clouds and the scattered showers off and on. And we too here through the south will likely deal with that precipitation as well. Double-digit temperatures, that is above seasonal for us as well, when 9 degrees would be a normal daytime high. These strong south winds expected through the morning hours, but will be likely tapering off later on into the afternoon. Northwestern Ontario, you too will deal with the rain for probably a couple of days yet as this system continues to wrap around. Here in Winnipeg, we'll likely, and much of southern Manitoba, we'll see the clouds clearing out overnight, setting us up for sunshine, a brighter weekend ahead before it cools down again next week.
Thank you, Terry. Let's go back now to Ainsley McPhail, who's live at Red River Exhibition Park wearing sunglasses. Is it that spooky you need to cover your eyes?
I'm seeing pumpkins. First of all, I don't know how Terry does it and just looks so eloquent standing on the roof every morning. I'm like, oh, hi, good morning.
It's crazy.
But yes, I've got my 3D glasses on right now, Rochelle, and this is a lot better. I'm not gonna lie. There's a reason I had them on, Sarah. Tell us about them.
Oh, they're lots of fun. We have so many lights here for this event. Obviously, it's in the spirit of Halloween, and you know, the darkness, we want to light it up for everybody. So these add a little bit more fun to it. And yeah, so Thursday is 3D Thursday. So if you come here on Thursday, you get one of these sets of glasses and you can enjoy it for yourself.
It's called Witchy Wonderland here at the Red River X. Where are we standing right now? Because the park is just full of so many elements.
Exactly. We're at a very important intersection here. To the left here, we have the kids stage where we'll have tons of entertainment, costumed characters who will also be roaming around visiting with people and taking pictures. Lots of photo ops happening. Also at the intersection, a little bit of food, the ghoulish graveyard, and of course the all-important fair rides that everybody adores, and they're included with your admission. So you can ride them as much as you can. Just like with the X, we always encourage people, if you love to ride the rides and you want to ride them more than once, come at a non-peak time. So when the rest of the crowd isn't here, then that's the best time to grab the rides.
Well, yeah, or go for a walk, stare at the wheel, and then go, okay, now's the time. Now is the exact time. People are going to be asking, especially with the littles, is it too scary? But there are elements that are not.
Exactly. And there's also the daytime element too. So some kids are really afraid of the dark and they can't even walk around at night with all these scary skeletons and everything standing out. So there's daytime options, there's the darker options. You can go inside the buildings with the themed areas, and yeah, parents, we get great reviews every year.
Sounds good. 8:06, we have another conversation.
Thank you, Ainsley. Prime Minister Mark Carney says the government will introduce tougher bail and sentencing rules next week. The new legislation will target those accused of serious crimes, such as violent auto thefts, breaking and entering, human trafficking, as well as sexual and violent assaults, in an effort to keep those accused of such acts out of Canadian communities. With more, we're joined now by CTV's Kamil Karamali. Good morning, Kamil.
Hey, good morning, Rochelle. Good to see you. Yeah, as you mentioned, we've heard and seen protests, rallies happening across the country, clamoring for tougher sentencing, calling our current judicial system and jails a revolving door. Well, now it looks like the Liberal government is going to go forward with a bill that would put forward harsher sentences and making bail much harder to get. It aims to crack down on violent and repeat offenders. Going to be seen at the legislature next week. Now, what it tries to accomplish is, right now the starting point is to release, and Crown must prove why someone should not be released on jail. What this bill would impose is sort of a reverse onus, where the repeat offenders have to prove they deserve bail before it is awarded. And now we're hearing a lot of response and feedback. The Conservatives saying, look, we have been pushing for this for years and even proposed a Jail Not Bail Act in September. So pushing the Liberals to go ahead with their bill instead of the Liberals' bill. So across the board, for the most part, we are hearing positive feedback, but there are those who are saying that this new bill would put too harsh of a punishment on people who have not been proven guilty yet.
Well, for police services across the country, though, this legislation can't come fast enough. We've seen some very brazen smash and grabs. Tell us about that.
Yeah, absolutely. One in Newmarket, just outside of Toronto. It was quite the jarring video. There were 5 masked suspects who entered a store. They had hammers and smashed display cases, leaving with jewelry worth nearly $100,000. This is a very, very common occurrence that we've seen time and time again, not only around the GTA, but as I'm sure in Winnipeg too, and across the country. This new bill is going to be part of the law enforcement agenda the Carney government have pushed forward with. We heard about that announcement of hiring 1,000 new RCMP officers over 4 years, spending about $1.8 billion. So this is just another box being checked off in that new agenda. And once again, we should see this being introduced in Ottawa next week. Rochelle, back over to you.
Kamil, thank you so much for your time. CTV's Kamil Karamali reporting live this morning. Here's what's happening outside right now. We're sitting at 10 degrees. It's cloudy. We'll be back with more Your Morning Winnipeg after this.
Your Morning Winnipeg. Coffee is brought to you by Robin's Donuts, your favorite stop. Weather is brought to you by ABC Fire and Safety, your CO2 refill store.
All right, right, looking at our almanac now, we are expecting to get up to 12 degrees today. We're already in the double digits, so we've got a good starting point right now. An actual high temperature for this time of year, or what is normal, would be 9 degrees, and we're above that already. Now, last year, we soared up to 19.4 degrees, and that wasn't even the record. It was a warm one last year for sure. It will be above seasonal today, nothing like last year, obviously, but when you think that 9 degrees is seasonal and we're already at 10, we're doing okay, but we're not going to be seeing much in the way of sunshine, the heavier clouds over us, and a very good chance of some light rain. We're dealing with some stronger winds as well out of the south-southwest, gusting to 46 clicks. The pressure is falling and the humidity is sitting at 93%. These winds likely to remain strong through the morning hours and then easing somewhat as they shift out of the west for later on this afternoon. We are probably going to find ourselves in the path of more precipitation. There was some rain, well, through the day yesterday, but then it continued last night. And while it's tapered off for now, it's kind of doing this wraparound effect, and we will likely find ourselves seeing more of that later on today, as too will northern Manitoba. Even though the conditions for you are fairly clear to start out, this whole system will push into northern Manitoba. Expect to see the clouds building up and that chance of showers as well. But it will likely be clearing out here through southern Manitoba overnight, and that'll set us up for a little more sunshine this weekend and pleasant temperatures throughout.
Starbuck is located just 13 minutes west of the perimeter along Highway 2. People have been settling in the small farming community since the 1870s, and it's where generations of families have lived, farmed, and established deep roots. A new history book is in the works that will shine a spotlight on Starbuck, its community, and its people. Joining us now is the Manitoba Historical Society's head researcher, Gordon Goldsborough. Good morning, Gordon.
Good morning, Rochelle.
Thanks for joining us. Now, you've written 5 books about Manitoba's past. Why did you want to write one about the community of Starbuck?
For one reason is that the community has never had a history book. Many towns around Manitoba have one, but Starbuck never really has, and so I think it's about time. The other reason is that I have a personal family connection to the Starbuck area. My family has farmed in the Starbuck area since 1901. And therefore, I feel a personal connection that I feel I have to contribute.
It's so cool going back to those roots. Tell us about some of the history you've discovered so far about Starbuck.
Well, there's a lot of things that I personally did not know because although my parents lived in that area and my grandparents and my great-grandparents, I never did. And, so the things that we're learning day by day is all new to me. I learned, for example, about the history of the school there. The building, the school building, which is now used as a hockey academy, goes way back to the 1910s. And it's still in use day by day, which is really rare. You don't tend to see many buildings of that era still in use, and it is, and that's one of the things I learned.
What other surprises did you discover?
Oh, all the interconnectedness of the families there. I've always joked that you should be careful making an insult to anyone because you may find that they're closely related to somebody else you know. And that's the same with many communities around Manitoba. People are interconnected, and I think that's good because it gives solidarity to the community. You know that you can count on people because, sometimes you're related to them.
Absolutely. Now, it really represents a small Manitoba community in so many ways, does it not?
It does, but the reality is, like most other places, the roots run far and wide. There are people all over the world who have connections to Starbuck, and that's what we're finding in the process of doing this research. We're finding people all over the globe who maybe didn't live there themselves, but their parents did or their grandparents, and so that's why we're trying to spread the word as far as we are.
So what is it you're hoping to do?
Well, we're collecting information right now. That's the phase we're in. We're spreading the word. We want to know a bit about not just the people that live there. We want a little biography of each of the families, but we also want to know about all the businesses that operated there. We want to know about the organizations that operated there, the churches, all the various things that make up a town. We want to collect information on that, and then we start digesting it, putting it together, seeing where the holes are that we can then plug with more information. So that over the course of the next year or so, we'll have a fairly complete picture of Starbuck.
And the sooner you get on this, the better, likely, with, the generations that you are hoping to tap into that historical component.
Absolutely. Some of the people we've talked to are in their 90s, and we realize that they're not going to be around much longer. We want to get their story while we still can. But of course, they always say that the best time to do something was 20 years ago, but the second best time is right now, and that's why we're doing it.
Okay, so if someone's watching right now, they have some kind of connection to Starbuck, what do you want them to do?
We want them to, first of all, get in touch with us. You can send us an email at starbuckhistory@gmail.com. But if you're a little shy and you just want to see sort of what we're up to, we have a page on Facebook. It's called Starbuck History Book. Go there. You'll see some of the photos we've been collecting, for example, some of the information, some of the upcoming events we're having. We are going to, for example, have a scan-a-thon so that if you have some pictures you want to share, we can make a copy so that you keep your originals. So yeah, check it out. Get in touch with us if you have something you'd like to share, because this is really what we need. We need to connect with everybody who has Starbuck roots.
And Gordon, once you finish that book, please come back and show it to us here in studio. Thanks for your time today.
Happy to do it. Thanks for talking.
Hey there, Lindsay Hamilton in the SportsCenter newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday. We are taking a trip to Montreal for this one. It is the Canadiens and Predators. Montreal down 1. Net empty in the final minute. Jonathan Marchessault takes a shot, but Lane Hutson denies him. Then immediately fires the perfect pass up to Cole Caulfield. Beats UC Soros to tie it. Caulfield also scoring the OT winner for a second straight game, might I add. The heroics from Hutson and Caulfield earning them the must-see moment. Meanwhile, tonight on TSN, Week 20 in the CFL kicks off with a doubleheader. You got the Rough Riders against the Blue Bombers, and then the Lions hosting the Elks. Coverage begins 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific. That's all for now from the SportsCenter newsroom. Have a fantastic Friday.
The TSN Must-See Moment is brought to you by Super Blinds, helping your home get holiday ready with Blinds by Hunter Douglas.
It's Friday, October 17th. Transit worker attack. 2 people face multiple charges after allegedly assaulting a Winnipeg bus driver. Plus, commemorative coin release. Winnipeggers line up for a new $2 coin honoring Indigenous artist Daphne Odjig. And Bombers chase victory. The Prairie rivalry heats up as Winnipeg looks to clip Saskatchewan's winning streak. Your Morning Winnipeg starts right now. Happy Friday, Manitoba. Thank you so much for being with us here on Your Morning Winnipeg. We have a lot in the next hour for you, including a chat with the mayor, our monthly chat. We're going to talk about some of the reforms that are being pitched by the Prime Minister when it comes to bail reforms. As well, Prairie Theatre Exchange has a brand new production, and it has a little bit of a spookiness to it, but kind of.
It's spooky season.
Yeah, it is spooky season, but this weekend's going to be beautiful, Terry.
It really is, yeah. Coming off of what's been a bit of a soggy week, I mean, certainly yesterday we saw that rain pick up, and then it continued all night long. Looks like we got some fog out there this morning at this time, at least from that particular camera view. It's 10 degrees, though, so even with the conditions, our temperatures are well above seasonal. South-southwest winds are strong, though, gusting at 46 kilometers per hour. The pressure is falling and the humidity is sitting at 93%. That 10 degrees where we're sitting right now is about 10 degrees above seasonal. Actually, -1 would be a normal low temperature. So to be anywhere above that is a win. To be in the double digits, that's a real win, especially when you consider that 9 degrees is a seasonal daytime high, and we're even above that to begin your Friday morning. Now, I mentioned there was rain overnight, well, through the day yesterday, and then continued overnight. The bulk of that is pushed off to the east, but this whole system is kind of wrapping right back around again, and we will likely see more of that rain picking up, and is falling through central Manitoba, while northern Manitoba looks to be in the clear. But a look at the futurecast, and you're going to see things changing, because as this wraps around, this whole system is going to start to push further up into the north, and you too can expect to see not just the clouds building up, but that chance of precipitation right up into northern Manitoba. We have that chance again of some showers later on today, but then clearing in the evening overnight hours, and that'll set us up for some sunshine on Saturday, while northern Manitoba and central Manitoba will be dealing with the precipitation through the weekend. We might see some showers by tomorrow afternoon, a few extra clouds moving through, but back to the sunshine again by Sunday. And these above seasonal temperatures will last throughout the weekend, but it will start to drop off a little more with the chance of showers early next week. And our art today is all thanks to Lainey, 7 years old, and we appreciate you sharing your picture with us. We'd love to see whatever it is that you happen to be working on, draw, color, or paint, and send that picture to Winnipeg Weather at ctv.ca.
2 people are charged with assaulting a Winnipeg Transit driver. It happened Monday night on a bus traveling in West Kildonan. Police say a man got into a verbal argument with the driver while riding the bus in the 2000 block of Main Street. The dispute escalated, and police say the man allegedly assaulted the driver and a woman spat on him. Police add the man got off the bus, pulled out a knife, and slashed the bus as it drove away. Police arrested 2 people in a Main Street parking lot. A 29-year-old man and a 25-year-old woman are in custody. They're facing a combination of charges, including assault, possessing meth, theft, and failing to comply with a release order. Prime Minister Mark Carney says it's not the time to hit back at the U.S. with retaliatory tariffs.
Times to hit back and there's times to talk, and right now is the time to talk.
Prime Minister Carney is facing pressure from some, including Ontario Premier Doug Ford, that say American tariffs paved the way for Stellantis to move Jeep Compass productions away from Brampton. The Prime Minister says the global head of Stellantis told him that the company is looking at a different model to produce in Brampton. Carney also says he reminded the company about its commitment to maintaining a Canadian footprint in exchange for federal and provincial money. Winnipeggers lined up Thursday to be among the first to get their hands on a new commemorative coin. The new $2 coin was introduced last month and pays homage to Daphne Odjig, one of the most influential Indigenous artists of the 20th century. The Colorized Center depicts a woman holding a drum and is an adaptation of her piece, The Folk Singer. And if you weren't able to make it down to the Mint, don't worry. The coin exchange continues today and Saturday between 9 and 5. It's rivalry night at Princess Auto Stadium as the Winnipeg Blue Bombers take on the league-leading Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Pressure coming in. Calera, they got him. Ball's out. Riders have it.
The Bombers are looking to recover after Edmonton snapped their 2-game win streak last week, tightening the race in the West Division. The 12-4 Roughriders are chasing their 3rd straight win. The game kicks off tonight at 7. And here's what's happening now at Kenaston Boulevard. It looks like a collision has knocked down a traffic standard at Kenaston and Grant. So lights are flashing red and the westbound curb lane is closed in that area. Police are there directing traffic. Signal crews are on the way, but you should expect delays in this part of the city. If you have any other traffic tips or updates to share, please text them to us at 10400.
Traffic is brought to you by Mr. Lube Plus Tires. Open late, ready when you are.
Let's go now to Ainsley McPhail, who's live at Witchy Wonderland. I see Marilyn behind you. Elvis Presley is there. Quite the party.
Rochelle, this place is the best parts about Halloween. This is why I love Halloween, because you're not getting spooked too much, and then there's all these fun, different little bits of it. So alongside Garth once again, tell us about where we're standing, because it's not just about these icons behind us. What's inside here is completely different.
Right, so we're just right across the bridge now from the main area, and so behind us is the boathouse. So if you came during the acts, it'd be full of boats, but right now it's an Egyptian tomb with a little bit of an alien theme tied in with it, right? So we thought we were kind of getting funny about, we had these statues, so we thought, well, let's put Marilyn in there too, you know. But this whole area has lots going on. We've got a fun house right behind us. We got face painting beside us here. Itty Bitty City, which we call over here, is kind of a fun ride-through thing for the kids. And we've got mini golf. We've got one of really fun ghetto blaster behind here, which is a dance party, so the music just cranks up and the kids get in there and jump and have fun. And then this is where you actually get on the train ride, the Pumpkin Patch Express, which is a train ride through a whole bunch of lights and then through the Tunnel of Terror, which again, but nothing's jumping out at you, but just lots of scary, spooky. It's a dark tunnel that you go through. So that's a lot of fun for families. We have multiple shuttles too, so everybody can get on, because I'm pretty sure everybody's going to want to go on that thing, right? So this is just another fun area, and it's across the bridge here. We've got safari animals over there, and there's a troll under the bridge, and it's adjacent to a new area people see that we're building here. Is a whole new train attraction that we're building, and for next year it's going to be just a really cool ride-on train that's going to run at Christmas time and during here. So
so many photo opportunities, and the neat thing too is that it's all part of the same price of admission.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's all included. So just come and roam around and enjoy all the different exhibits and attractions and fun activities for families, and big kids, little kids, grandparents. Everybody will have a lot of fun here.
And guess what, everybody? I got 2 words that Winnipeggers absolutely love. Are you ready for it? Free parking. Yeah.
Unlimited free parking.
All right. Thank you,
8:30 is our next chat.
Your morning just got a whole lot richer. We're giving away a staggering $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. A dream vacation, home renovations, paying off bills. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is Friday. Head to the contest page on ctvwinnipeg.ca or scan the QR code on your screen. Enter the code word Friday with your info for your chance to win CTV Your Morning Winnipeg's $20,000 giveaway. Tune in Monday for another code word. Good luck. What could be one of the largest geological rock findings in Saskatchewan was recently unearthed near Swift Current. CTV's Sarah D'Souza Butts tells us more about how much weight a 50-ton concretion holds to geologists.
For almost 10 years, Brian and Janie Gillis have been excavating soil a few kilometers out of Swift Current. However, one morning, workers dug out something that wasn't dirt.
He just said, you better come and look at the weird rock we dug out.
The rock in question turned out to be a 50-ton concretion forming about 80 million years ago.
I was really excited because to me it looked like an egg, but my family didn't seem too excited. And then my husband went out for coffee with a geology friend of his, and that's when the fire got lit.
After reaching out to different curators, the geology department at the University of Saskatchewan confirmed the finding to be of significance, being 2 or 3 times larger than others listed in the province's record books.
The brown stuff, it does represent weathering in a crack inside the concretion. It comes out of really unlithified sediment, and so therefore it really is a cemented, if you like, a cemented boulder inside unlithified or poorly lithified sediments, and that's really what a concretion is. It really represents a geochemical precipitate in a sphere or an oblong or even a bed sometimes.
Pratt adding, a concretion is different from a fossil as it does not possess any living properties, but rather earthly elements.
Then we'll probably have what's called a thin section made, and that's where we glue a piece down onto glass, and then we grind that down so you can see through it. And then under a special microscope, we can tell what kind of minerals we got.
Now being sent to a lab for testing, Janie is looking forward to finding out more about its origin.
It's been here forever, so it isn't new, but it's new to us.
The Gillis family says they hope the concretion can be used for educational purposes. Where it will end up is unknown, as moving a 50-ton rock can be quite the challenge. Sarah D'Souza Butts, CTV News, near Swift Current.
Looking now through the Bathfitter Live Eye. Bathfitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years. And it does look a little bit foggy out there still. We have maybe some misty conditions, certainly cloudy conditions, and perhaps soggy conditions at some point with more rain on the way. It was falling through yesterday and overnight, so you're waking up to the puddles, but you're also waking up to these well above seasonal temperatures. Double digits for us this morning, not a bad place to be. 9 degrees is actually a seasonal daytime high, and we're seeing similar temperatures to that as opposed to normal lows that would be below the freezing mark, -1. Nobody is anywhere close to that, so it is a very mild start to the morning, if not a little bit soggy and a little bit breezy too. Some stronger winds out of the south should shift later today out of the west as they taper off a little bit. Now for northern Manitoba, you are seeing a few places just below the freezing mark with clearer conditions. It's feeling a little bit cooler, but those clear conditions aren't likely to last. Heavier clouds will be building up, and you too could be seeing some rain moving in across much of northern Manitoba. Here's a look at the satellite image, and you can see what fell last night that's now moved off to the east of us. There's still more through central Manitoba, and as it wraps back around again, we could again see more of that precipitation later today. So while it's just cloudy for now, that chance of showers develops again through midday and into the afternoon. 11 degrees is where we'll get up to. 10 degrees as kids get settled into the classroom. So you can see there won't be a lot of movement with these temperatures, but we're already above seasonal, so we're doing okay. And as it clears overnight, we'll get a little more sunshine for the weekend and beautiful temperatures expected both Saturday and Sunday. With another round of rain, things could start to cool down next week, and we'll have a couple of cooler days before those temps rebound again. Taking a break right now, but we'll be back with Your Morning Winnipeg.
Prime Minister Mark Carney's announced plans for bail reform in Canada yesterday, and Carney says his government will bring forward a new bill next week with the goal of cracking down on violent and repeat offenders. The bill will target crimes such as violent auto thefts, breaking and entering, human trafficking, as well as sexual and violent assaults. Joining us now with reaction is Mayor Scott Gillingham. Good morning, Mr. Mayor.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now, for weeks you've been putting video online sort of talking about repeat offenders in our community, because it's a big problem here, calling for bail reforms.
Yes.
Do you feel that you've been heard?
Yeah, I was really pleased to hear Prime Minister's announcement yesterday that they are going to bring in legislation to reform the bail laws to target repeat and violent offenders who have too many times get out on bail, and while they're out on bail, go on to commit more crime and violence in our community. And so mayors across this country have been calling for this. I certainly have been calling for it. Also, my colleagues, Mayor Cheryl Knox of Portage Prairie, Mayor Jeff Fawcett of Brandon, AMM President, Association of Manitoba Municipalities President Kathy Valentino, all of us have been calling for this because we need a safer province and we certainly need a safer city. I'm pleased to see this announcement.
What does it mean for us specifically? Because we see different kinds of crimes in other parts of the country. So the things that we think will be in these bail reform changes, how will it affect us here?
Well, one of the biggest things is the reverse onus. What it means is now it'll be the defense and the one who's been charged with crime. It'll be up to them to convince the judge that they should be let out on bail. Currently, it's up to the Crown to convince the judge that the person poses a danger. So it's a reverse onus, which is going to be very, very important. Also, there's the Prime Minister announced that they're targeting retail organized crime, retail theft. Sometimes because we see violent offenses, people can think, well, the retail theft is a smaller offense, and it's not it doesn't have as great as impact. I disagree. Those smaller, seemingly smaller offenses, if they're left unchecked, they become big things. So it's about going after what seems to be the smaller things as well. And cracking down on the organized crime is going to be very important. So we're going to wait to see the details of the legislation, but I'm very pleased to see the first step and certainly support what the Prime Minister came out with yesterday. Now,
you're going to Ottawa because you're going to testify at a House of Commons Standing Committee on Justice. Tell us what you're going to do there and what your hope is.
Yeah, so I was supposed to appear earlier this month, but the Justice Committee did call and just rescheduled me for next week. Yeah. I'm going to continue to talk about what Winnipeg needs. We need a safer Winnipeg, and so glad to see the Prime Minister make this announcement, but I'm going to share specific cases and instances where people have been out on bail and have been committing crime that has in many ways terrorized the community, has had a detrimental impact, a harmful impact on local community members. And until we see the details of this legislation, I will continue to call for bail reform. I'll continue to put out the weekly bulletins, and we'll certainly be making the case in Ottawa before the parliamentarians.
Okay, so let's switch gears a little bit. There is an announcement that you're making today about the City of Winnipeg Archives. What is it?
We're in essence breaking ground today on the renovation project of the Archives building. It's very important that we as a city maintain our archives. We are required to under law, and right now the City of Winnipeg Archives, a treasured, really a treasure of our city that really contain the city's records of our 150 years. They're right now in a warehouse that is substandard. It's not the proper treatment. It's not environmentally controlled, so that those records can be preserved the way they should be. We are renovating the old Carnegie Library on William Avenue. It's over 100 years old. It's a beautiful building. We're renovating that to be the new archives building, and so we can put our archives back in that building. It'll be climate controlled, it'll be upgraded, and so really announcing the launch of that today.
And that is a heritage building as well, right?
It is a heritage building. It's a beautiful building. It is a very fitting building for Winnipeg's archives.
There's also a movement with the city right now to sort of find a way to use some of the historical buildings right now and allow other organizations to sort of move into those spaces, renovate them as well. Is that part of the plan, and you're sort of taking the first step?
This is a separate project, but you're exactly right. We're also, right now, there's a motion before council, or a plan before council, to take $2 million that was unspent of federal funding and move it over to Centre Venture, and Centre Venture would then work with the developers, incentivizing them to take over heritage buildings and convert them into housing. We need housing right now. We want to protect our heritage buildings, so we could, kind of accomplish both goals through this new project.
We're almost out of time already, but last week you saved a man's life. Tell us about that.
It was the end of the day last Thursday. One of my team members of my staff called out to say they had looked out the window to see a man had overdosed. Yeah. I grabbed the naloxone kit that's in my office, and as I was going by, the security guard called on him. He took the lead. He did a fantastic job, and between the two of us, certainly with the security guard in the lead, we administered naloxone and Narcan and got the man breathing again before the paramedics arrived.
Well, thank you so much for doing that, and thank you so much for your time today, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
All right, out here, and I have not needed my umbrella all morning long, although I'm seeing plenty of puddles from where the rain fell last night, and the heavier clouds above where there will likely be more rain falling later today. It's 10 degrees right now, and a bit of a breeze, although it does seem to have tapered off somewhat from earlier this morning. Those winds still out of the south-southwest are now only 18 kilometers per hour. The pressure is falling and the humidity is sitting at 92%. With these heavier clouds, there is very likely more precipitation on the way. The rain fell yesterday and overnight, and then it tapered off, but we'll likely see more of that developing as the day goes on, with that chance of showers not just here in the south. Central Manitoba still seeing some of that rain, and eventually it'll be moving up into parts of northern Manitoba. While you might be waking up to clear conditions across much of the north, heavier clouds will build up and that chance of precipitation to come, and then that'll actually continue overnight and throughout tomorrow across northern Manitoba. Here we have that chance of precipitation later this morning and through mid-afternoon and into the evening time, but clearing overnight, which means sunshine on the way tomorrow for much of southern Manitoba, with above seasonal temperatures expected for the next several days. And a beautiful shot of the changing colored leaves out in the St. James area. Thanks to Neil for the photo, and keep them coming to Winnipeg Weather at ctv.ca, and we'll be back with your Morning Winnipeg.
Weather is brought to you by Canadian Footwear, helping you find the perfect fit.
We don't have a plan for this? We're like, we're up for the peeing. Neither. Can you hold it? I'm 70 years old, kid. I'm past making promises like that. Well,
the Prairie Theatre Exchange is kicking off its 2025-26 season with a family comedy. The production is titled Liars at a Funeral, and it tells the story of a feuding family and a fake funeral. Joining us now to tell us more are artists Shannon Lowen and Mackenzie Odjig. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Thanks so much for joining us. Now tell us a little bit about this production, Liars at a Funeral. What's the story? What's happening?
Right. So, a grandmother fakes her own death to reunite her family.
Okay.
So the family's, been estranged for 10 years, so she thinks that the only way that they can get back together is if she fakes her own death and throws a fake funeral.
Oh my goodness. And there are 9 characters in this production.
Yeah.
Yes. You both play 2 different characters, so there's a lot of changing in between. Describe what it's like behind the scenes when you have all these different changes.
Yeah, there's a lot of quick changes for all of us. We have some helpful dressers backstage who help us with those changes to make them as quick and smooth as possible. It's very busy backstage, but our dressers are amazing and they really help a lot.
What does it mean to you to be a part of this production?
For me, it's incredible because it's my first time with PTE, and everyone's just been so amazing, and it's been like a dream come true.
Yeah, same. It's my also first time with PTE, and it's just so great to be with such a wonderful cast and such a wonderful crew and doing this awesome show. It's such a gift. Yeah,
that is so
great.
cool. How do you keep your characters in line when you're switching from one to the next?
It's very for me. It's my physicality. I have very distinct physicalities for each character, and so I can kind of drop into that, and also the voice of each character sort of just helps me launch into it.
Focus. Yeah.
For me, it's the costumes. They really help because they, one of my characters is pregnant, and so the belly, you can't really mix up the characters that way.
There's a real life casket on stage as well. We're looking at video of it right now.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what that's like, you know, using a casket, a real life casket as a prop.
Yeah, it was weird at first.
It was freaky, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know about you, I find I kind of got weirdly used to it now.
Oh, yeah.
That just like, you know, seeing this casket right there, I'm like, oh yeah, and then rehearsing with it just feels kind of natural in a weird, grim way.
It's really fun, actually.
Yeah. And that's the point of the production as well. It's actually really funny.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us about some of the funny parts.
I think the physical comedy, and it's a farce, so it's you can relate it to Faulty Towers or Clue or Three's Company.
Okay.
You know, a lot of characters missing each other, going in and out of doors.
Misunderstandings.
Yeah. You know, sort of misjudging characters, and so a lot of the misunderstandings in the physical comedy, I think, is what really makes people laugh.
And so if somebody wants to watch this right now, what do they need to know?
They just need to either call PTE or go to the website, and there are tickets there. We're showing it until October 26th.
And there's lots of tickets available.
They're going fast.
So they're going fast.
They're going fast, though.
What I hear.
They gotta get on it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing this with us, and congratulations on getting these parts. It sounds like it's a fun show. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for having us.
Anytime.
Your Morning Winnipeg. Coffee is brought to you by Robin's Donuts, your favorite stop.
All right, it's at least looking a little bit brighter out here now that the sun is up, but it's tucked behind those clouds and we likely won't be seeing much of it today. We are, however, still with these above seasonal temperatures that we'll enjoy for another few days, and that sunshine probably coming back as early as tomorrow. Just don't expect to see much of it today. Instead, perhaps more rain. We've got a bit of a breeze out of the south-southwest, 18 kilometers per hour. The pressure is falling and the humidity is sitting at 92%. Yes, with these clouds, there was the rain yesterday that continued overnight. That has now moved off to the east. You can see through central Manitoba a bit more of that precipitation and a bit of this wraparound effect, which we'll find ourselves in the path of again. So more precipitation expected later on today, but all of this will also start to move into parts of northern Manitoba that even though it's clear this morning, you too will see those clouds building up and that chance of showers on the way. Our showers will come with some stronger winds, which are now starting to ease. Later on this afternoon, those strong south winds will actually begin to shift out of the west. 12 degrees is where we're headed today. We're already in the double digits. 9 degrees, that's actually a seasonal daytime high, so we've been well above that all morning long. We won't make massive gains today, but into the double digits for this time of year, we'll call that a win. And then -1 would be a seasonal low temperature, so we're already, like I said, well above that today, but even tonight, staying above that as we drop down to 5 with the clouds beginning to clear out, and that'll set us up for a little more sunshine tomorrow and still the above seasonal temperatures. Now the winds will be increasing again tomorrow, but staying out of the west after they shift overnight, and Sunday still another beautiful day as we're wrapping up the weekend in the double digits, but it will be cooling down, a little more precipitation to come our way into the start of next week.
The opposition Tories are crying foul over the salary of Manitoba's trade representative in Washington, D.C. The Premier's office has just revealed former TV News reporter Richard Madden is being paid $387,000 a year.
Yes. Richard Madden has zero experience in trade or contract negotiations.
Yep.
Ontario, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Quebec are all paying far less for their trade offices. And Richard Madden, with a $400,000 salary, has brought in how many dollars to Manitoba? Zero.
The Premier's office says Madden's salary is comparable to money spent by other provinces on trade offices or third-party lobby firms. But progressive conservatives say Madden's wage is out of line for someone with no trade background. Madden worked for media outlets, including CTV News, before being named to the trade post. At the time he was hired, Madden said he didn't have a trade background, but came armed with connections in Washington and skills in building and maintaining relationships.
The one consistent area that was identified was we need a permanent presence. And this is the cost of doing business in Trump's America. And this is a cost that maybe would have been a little lower if the PCs hadn't closed the office, but this is definitely an investment that we have to make to protect our economy from Donald Trump.
The Premier's office says Madden has met with Manitoba business and agricultural groups, set up an office inside the Canadian Embassy, and is organizing an upcoming advocacy day where U.S. lawmakers will learn about Manitoba's contributions to supply chains and Arctic defense. A teenager is recovering from serious injuries after being hit by a vehicle in Selkirk Wednesday night. It happened on Manitoba Avenue just west of Easton Drive. RCMP say 2 people were walking eastbound in the middle of the road when a vehicle came from behind and hit one of them. A 17-year-old boy was brought to hospital by Stars Air Ambulance in critical condition. The other person on the road and the 27-year-old man behind the wheel of the vehicle were uninjured. The investigation continues. Hundreds of people have been airlifted out of Alaska after a storm hit coastal towns. People are being moved from Bethel to Anchorage. More than 1,000 people have had to leave their homes. This is the aftermath you're seeing of the flooding in the low-lying communities. 2 villages have been destroyed. The remnants of a typhoon created the storm surge. Officials are warning it will be a long road to recovery. It's the end of an era for a staple in Fort Garry. The Royal Canadian Legion on Pembina Highway is turning off the taps and closing its doors. CTV's Joseph Bernacki has the story.
For nearly 80 years, this Legion has served the Fort Garry neighborhood, but branch number 90 has reached the end of the line.
We close our doors November the 30th. We turn off the lights for the last time.
40-year member Gary Reed says it's sad to see the branch close. The original Legion opened at 1125 Pembina Highway in 1947, but was shut down in 2022 due to structural damage. So they leased a new home that same year, a bit further north on Pembina.
We thought if we built a bright, shiny, welcoming branch, like Field of Dreams, build it, they will come.
Housed in a former Pizza Hut, the Legion made significant upgrades, but despite the transformation of the space, expectations fell short.
They didn't come in numbers that we felt. Sadly, we hadn't made any money since we moved here.
But it wasn't always this way.
At one time, there was over 1,500 members, paid-up members of the Legion. That has dwindled down right now to the point that we have less than 300 members.
78-year-old Brian Cutts has been a member for more than 5 decades.
I had my first beer when I turned of age with my dad at the Legion. And like I say, I joined around when I was 23.
Reed says this Legion will merge with another after members voted unanimously to join Branch 252 in South Osborne. Still, Reed wishes this branch could have stayed open, as so many Legions are closing across the country.
I thought this would be the flagship of Legions of the future, and it turned out that wasn't the case. But I guess it's just a sign of the times.
Joseph Bernacki, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Here's a look at the current traffic situation right now on the St. James Bridge. It looks like things are moving well over here. No issues to tell you about, but police are directing traffic at Kenniston and Grant after a traffic standard was knocked down. The westbound curb lane is closed and signal crews are on the way, but you should expect delays in that part of the city. If you have any other traffic tips to share, please text them to us at 10400. And here's a look at your gas prices. The Canadian average is $1.31. The provincial average is slightly lower at $1.23. In Winnipeg, the average is $1.21, and the lowest price in the city is $1.04. All this info is on gasbuddy.com.
The Price at the Pump is brought to you by the Kidney Foundation. Help by donating your card today.
For our question of the day, we wanted to know if you had a chance to do something over again, what would it be? Marlene says she would have worked less when her kids were small. Ken says given the second chance, he'd be a doctor to help out this backlogged healthcare system. Susan says she would have never started smoking. Thank you so much for your responses. Let's go back now to Ainsley McPhail, who's live this morning at a spooky haunt in our city. Good morning.
Good morning, Rochelle. Yeah, Witchy Wonderland is spooky here at the Red River X, but not so spooky that anything's going to jump out at the kids. Garth is joining us one last time, and there's a ride throughout this park because there's so much to see.
Right, it's a long ways from over there to here. So this is the Tunnel of Terror, and this is the train that you ride on to get here. So it takes you through a bunch of lights, and then through here, and then circles around through our tunnel of lights, and then all the way back to the starting point. So it's just a fun train ride for kids. And this is kind of an eclectic exhibit here. You know, we're starting out with the medieval area, and then you got Frankenstein, and then it's just a little bit of everything from dragons to clowns to, you know, skeletons and skulls and so forth. So again, nothing jumps out at you. So it's family fun. The little kids will have fun on this thing, as well as adults. And, you know, I'm a grandparent, so I could see taking my grandkids through this thing. It's just a lot of fun and just a lot of different activities. So you could spend actually hours here going through this entire park.
This is what Halloween is all about. There's different facets of it too. So for example, on Thursday, people can wear their 3D glasses. On Sunday, the littles who are afraid of the dark can enjoy the sunlight.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, so we wanted to do a matinee, so the little kids that maybe can't, you know, the parents don't want to keep them up at nighttime, they can come during the day and enjoy it. There's a lot of dark areas inside buildings, so you still get the same effect. Of course, you don't have the outside lights, but and every night we're doing fireworks, and then after the fireworks, we go right into a fire show. So that's a great way to finish off an evening of activity.
It's like Halloween overload. I don't even know where to look. 1 second it's Elvis Presley, then there's a dinosaur, and then you're in a graveyard. When it comes to the X, though, there's lots on tap for the coming seasons as well.
Yeah, you know, we're busy every weekend. So along with this show, we have Scattered Seeds going on this weekend and next weekend. And then after the show, we're right into Winter Wonderland, and we've doubled the size of that show. So it's going to be a massive, huge new show, the largest in Western Canada by far. You know, it starts off with an 85-foot Christmas tree, and away you go. So people are going to be very excited about that. All new, very exciting, tons of fun.
Anything that you can tease? You said doubled.
Yeah, it's a huge. No, so there's well, actually, you're going to see some of it too in this train ride, because we've got a huge 40-foot tall Peter Pan. We've got Jack and the Beanstalk. We've got a whole bunch of new light fixtures, huge new ones that are going to be very exciting, and a number of light tunnels as well. So when you come to Winter Wonderland, you're going to start off with a 100-foot light tunnel and an 85-foot Christmas tree. So all brand new, and I think it's really going to enhance the show, really make it great. You know, and this show, Witchy Wonderland, raises money for our foundation, and so does Winter Wonderland. So we're always trying to give back to the community, and any proceeds go into supporting those things.
Garth, thank you so much. I know it seems weird to talk about Christmas, but we'll blink and it'll be there.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ainsley. Have a good weekend. Out on the rooftop now, it looks like the wind isn't so bad, Terry.
It has tapered off from earlier this morning and will continue to do so, and then shift as the day goes on, that we will have some lighter west winds expected through the afternoon. We could be seeing more rain, though, speaking of later this afternoon. While we're not seeing it just yet, we are dealing with the heavier clouds right now. 10 degrees. The temperatures are still fairly mild, well above seasonal for our morning temperatures. There won't be a lot of movement today, but to be in the double digits this time of year will keep us above seasonal. 9 is that normal daytime high. Those winds, 18 clicks right now, are to the south-southwest, with the pressure falling and the humidity sitting at 92%. With the clouds, there is that chance of showers, both later this morning here in the south, but later today across northern Manitoba, who this morning you're waking up to some clearer conditions. But the clouds will be building up, and that chance of showers moving through later on today, and that'll continue overnight and through tomorrow across much of northern Manitoba and central Manitoba. But here in the south, while we are probably still going to see some precipitation later today, that'll all clear out in the overnight hours, and that'll set us up for some sunshine this coming weekend. Both Saturday and Sunday looking a little bit brighter, and still with double digits to last throughout the weekend. That's an above seasonal weekend, and then it cools down into the start of next week with some more precipitation on the way. Taking a break right now. We'll be back with more Your Morning Winnipeg.
Weather is brought to you by Garage Masters, your complete garage specialists.
Have a news tip? When you see news happening, let CTV News Winnipeg know. Text your tips, pictures, and videos to 10400. That's 10400. Message and data rates may apply.
A new warning for those playing the fast-growing sport of pickleball. CTV's Alex Carpa now on what to watch out for.
The sport of pickleball is a hit with Canadians and is growing in popularity.
Fell in love with it instantly.
Tony Scavarelli has been playing for 3 years. He likes it so much, he became an instructor.
Pickleball is probably one of the best sports for you physically and mentally.
But as the sport's popularity grows, so too do the number of injuries. In addition to the regular knee and shoulder pains, a new study from the Journal of the American Medical Association finds that pickleball-related eye injuries have increased over the past 4 years.
You're generally a little bit lower. People lob in this game a lot more than they were before as well, and so you have that downward momentum if people just may not have their paddle in the right place to secure it. And also just not expecting it as well.
The report finds that some of the more severe eye injuries include orbital fractures and retinal detachment from either the pickleball itself or the paddle.
Whenever something's very popular, you see more injuries.
Optometrist Dr. Nadine Shelton says she saw a handful of patients for pickleball-related injuries this past summer. She says people should wear eye protection even though it's not mandatory.
We're going to recommend wearing glasses, wearing sunglasses. There is sports glasses. You can do safety glasses, or have had groups of people coming in, sometimes even as a pickleball team, getting sports glasses or getting safety glasses to protect their eyes.
A message on safety, Scavarelli says he will give to the new players so they too can enjoy the sport he loves. Alex Carver, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Time to get shopping. We are into the fall season. You're going to have to change up your look a little bit, and maybe you need some ideas or a little expertise to help you look so stylish. Liz Crawford back joining us again this morning. Liz, welcome back. We were talking just off camera about, getting into the fall season, and what a great time to do it, because you're not breaking the bank right now, are you?
Oh my goodness, the sales. I don't know that I've actually seen anything like this. So you are looking at 40, 50, 60% off in some of the stores right now.
Ooh, I love it.
And we're in such a phenomenal selection. Well, we love fall fashion, you and I. We love the colors, the selection, the layers. So it's just a fantastic time to shop.
Yeah, and Outlet Collection Mall, which is where you've done all of your shopping, it's such a great place. First of all, the selection of stores, but I also just love the mall itself because the parking is convenient and it's so big and clean. It's actually one of my more favorite spaces.
I think most people say that. And the food court's amazing. And also they have stores that you can't find anywhere else.
All right.
So lots of reasons to go.
And let's show off some of the looks then that you've pulled from there.
Right, so this is Christina and Lincoln, and they are wearing merchandise from Tommy Hilfiger. And I absolutely love, this is a classic look. Yeah. This very preppy, traditional Tommy Hilfiger look from teens to toddlers. It is always so sharp. I'm loving, again, this dark denim, the wide leg, and I mean, Lincoln just looks so cool, doesn't he? And
he's so handsome.
Rock and roll jeans there.
Right, but it's such a chic and grown-up look, and I love it when we see it on like a mini version.
Yes, isn't it? And again, this is like the style that Christina's wearing. It's very New York Street, the ball cap and like the really nice classic layers.
Yeah.
So
the colors that you've pulled here, I mean, that burgundy is the color of the season, right? But again, they're just really classic colors paired together so beautifully. That wide leg jean is so comfortable, right? It's such a wearable version of denim.
Definitely.
I love that we're stepping away from the skinny jeans. It's about time. Anyway, you both look fantastic, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
Looking good.
Okay.
So stylish.
And next up we have Zoelle. And right over there, love, on the green mark.
Yeah.
We got it.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Speaking of stylish.
Isn't this so cute? We went to H&M for that cool girl look.
It's so
very
rock and
urban,
roll.
very, right? And the big, baggy, oversized denim, plaid shirt, French tucked, So it's very deliberate, but kind of looks like she just woke up like that.
Right. 90s me is just so jealous. You're everything that I needed to be in a high school.
Right? And the motorcycle jacket just never goes out of style.
That's just it. I mean, I was going to say it's everything I needed to be in high school, but I think it's time for me to replace my version of this. Do they have that in Big Kids?
Yes, they do. Isn't that great?
How convenient. It's so fun. I love the pink, too, because you've taken something as edgy as that, moto jacket, but then softened it with the colors.
Absolutely.
So looks so good. You look fantastic. Thank you.
Well.
All right. What's our last look that we're showing off
today? And then you can go off to see Mom. And then we have Blake here, and Blake right over here, love, on the green mark.
There it is. I love this.
Yes, this is, now we are in Ralph Lauren. Again, classic looks. The beautiful schoolgirl dress, which, again, it never goes out of style.
And because we saw that nod to the safari looks, so we're still seeing, you know, kind of that khaki carried through, but also the neutrals. It's just such a chic and elevated way to put outfits together, but also to be able to kind of mix and match.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then, you know, the cream vest and the little knee-high socks. This whole look, I just absolutely love it.
I do too. That puffer vest, that's exactly what you need. I mean, you've paired it so chicly over this little dress right now, but it's exactly what they need at recess time when we're in those transition weathers. Let's talk quickly about what's going on for Halloween.
Yes, Halloween, October 31st, come to Outlet Collection. You know, parents are always looking for a place to go that is A, warm, and B, safe. We have amazing things happening at the mall that night. It is sponsored by Birchwood Infinity Nissan, and we've got characters from The Wizard of Oz, Wicked, treat stations, face painting. I mean, why would you go anywhere else?
And temperature controlled. You gotta love that. Have fun with your trick-or-treating.
And fall into fashion with a chance to win. We're giving away 3 $500 shopping sprees from Outlet Collection Winnipeg. To enter, head to the contest page on our website, ctvnewswinnipeg.ca, and submit your details.
10 degrees outside this morning with some heavier clouds hanging around and winds that are tapering off out of the south-southwest now 18 kilometers per hour. The pressure is falling and the humidity is sitting at 92%. We had the rainfall, well, throughout the day yesterday, but then it continued overnight. That's pushed off to the east, but it's all doing this kind of wraparound movement. So we will likely see more of that later on this morning, but also as it wraps around, it's going to start to push up into parts of northern Manitoba. So eventually everybody will deal with heavier clouds and some scattered precipitation. But we've still got these above seasonal temperatures to last, not just for today, but all throughout the weekend. And while that system moves up into parts of northern Manitoba, we'll see things clearing out overnight here in the south, and that'll set us up for the sunshine that we'll enjoy throughout the weekend. So still a little bit soggy today, and then sunshine through Saturday, Sunday as well, but more rain expected as we're looking into the start of next week. And with that comes some slightly cooler temperatures for a couple of days before we rebound again and see the mercury on the rise. We're taking a break, but we'll be back with Your Morning Winnipeg.
Rooftop arrangements provided by Lacoste Garden Center. Salon services provided by Essentique Spa Salon.
We're going to send you off into the weekend with some fun videos. Animal names can be hard to pronounce, but not for this toddler.
Jackson, can you say Sulawesi Babirusa? Babirusa. Oh my gosh, nice job.
Nailed it. 2-year-old Jackson easily pronounces the name of the deer pigs, Babirusa, to the surprise of his dad. Good job.
I could say it too.
Good. And pets play favorites with their parents, and it's obvious when you're the spare human. Daddy's girl watches Bella the healer, gives cuddles to dad, and walks away from mom when she tries to snuggle in beside her. It's obvious who gives her more treats. I think so. Aw.
That's a complete dish. She was even gonna like come in with the scratches. She's like, your scratches or nothing. I'd rather nothing than you.
And then lastly, this daycare in Edmonton picks up all their students on a bus. All aboard the bus to Party Dogs Daycare. These playful pups love heading to school so much they run from their homes and straight onto the bus where their friends are.
This is Director Kim's dream job.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. That does it for us. Have a wonderful weekend.